sort of bike, but just one that really catches the eye. Okay, we're here about a bike of Alex Hornsby. Now, this bike will be ridden tomorrow in the Evo Open over 30s class, where Alex was third last year in that class. But yeah, got the fancy HRC, the RC, not the CR setup here. Yeah, we're talking about like mid-90s, probably 94 and 95, maybe the 96 colours with the black seats. So the last ones before Honda went with the aluminium frame. But yeah, this is a proper memory-inducing one for me, because I rode one of these back in the day, and yeah, it's just goosebumps seeing something like this again. Okay, here we are. We've got a pesky four-stroke. What's this doing at Foxhill? Well, this is one of those transition machines. So this, a replica of the first ones that came through in the late 90s, about 97, 98, proper 400cc Japanese four-stroke. Obviously, we've had Husqvarna and Husaberg had World Championship winning efforts before that, but this is the first time the Japanese factories got involved, so four-strokes were becoming serious. It's a gorgeous looking bike. It thoroughly deserves its place in show and shine, if you ask me. But here we've also got one that caught our cameraman's eye, and this is actually by the Ultimate Wheels Thunder Road Honda team, who run in the British Championship. Their bikes are always fantastically prepped by Jamie Smith and the crew, and they always look the part. So yeah, this one here, proper 2002-03 type Carmichael replica, although with the number 2 it could be mistaken for Jeremy McGrath's machine. But either way, beautifully prepared machine, lovely setup there, the Pro Circuit pipe, the magnesium casings. It just, as per all the bikes here, looks absolutely fantastic. Well, if 500cc just isn't enough for you, then how about a 700cc two-stroke? Zabel engine in the middle here, just an incredible thing, an absolute, like the biggest barrel I've ever seen that isn't air-cooled. Just amazing, massive pipe rolling around here, and yeah, the biggest foot pegs I think I've seen as well, and you're going to need them to cling onto this thing. A Husqvarna chassis with the Zabel 700cc two-stroke motor. I mean, if this don't go past you up the hills of Foxhill, then you're really not doing enough. Okay, amongst the newest classes here is the Evo Ultra class. It takes you right up to 2008, and this is what we got here. A replica Pastrana 199 number and graphics, obviously, but yeah, 2008 RM250s two-stroke. Absolutely gorgeous again. Fantastic setup here with magnesium-looking casings, and yeah, it's actually for sale as well, so you can get hold of Doc Wob and do your best. But yeah, we like a Suzuki here at DirtWorld-TV, and yeah, this is certainly a very nice example of that. Okay, we're here with Paul Bowen, the owner of this beautiful machine. Now, sorry, Paul, I got to get you to stand back and look at this lovely machine. So, I personally am a massive fan of Jean-Michel Bale. I think if you ever walked up to me, I'd probably faint. But yeah, number 22 was his number in the 1990s there when he ran that sort of thing, a 500 Honda with the old tiger stripes. 1991, I remember it well. So yeah, Paul, you're racing this thing tomorrow, I believe, yeah?
Originally.
Sorry, hang on, talk to Mike. What class are you in?
Evo Open, so it's an 89 done like a 91.
Yeah.
I just like that tiger stripe, like you said here. Originally last year it was Stanton at number 2, but like you said, this year I couldn't get number 2. Yeah. So I got 22, which is Bale. So
perfect. Yeah, well, you got my vote, mate.
It's still the same bike. Bit of Frenchy there. So, but yeah, no, I've hardly rode it. It's an angry little beast.
Yes,
I just don't understand why I ride it. I go and every time I go, what am I doing on this? But it's just like a bad drug addiction, innit? You just end up going on it. It's just a mean beast, and I love it.
Yeah, well, and surely, well, he might be responsible for a little bit of biased commentary when the live stream comes on. But you've got another bike as well.
Yeah,
so if we can get
well,
the camera across here, we've got a split fire Kawasaki over here. So we'll feature that for certain, because I don't think we've given much love to the green bikes yet. But look at this, Pro Circuit. This is the day when Pro Circuit team moved from Peak Honda to be Kawasaki running, and yeah, not quite got the chrome graphics there, sadly, but yeah, that lovely bright green is stunning. So how much time did you spend on this, Paul?
Mate, this is a good story with this. So okay, yeah. I won this bike for a tenner. So Swan at Giveaway Life, he used to do that. He's a mate. It sounds really bad, but I generally won the bike, and it was a friend bid it, and it was £10. And yeah, I've kept it, never rode it. And Chuck Davis built it. It's a really good build, and yeah, it's just one for the mantelpiece really. And I thought I'd bring it out today.
Absolutely. So if that gets too much for you, then the transponder's going to find its way onto this?
Yeah, it potentially could. Or if it breaks. But yeah, it's a backup bike. Whether I'd ride it or not, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. It stands a bit nothing, but it just looks absolutely stunning. So yeah,
perfect bike for the show and shine. Thanks, Paul. Well, best luck tomorrow. Yeah, and I'll be cheering you on from the live stream. All right, cheers. So yeah, one of our special guests here this weekend at the VMXdN Foxhill is Alessio Coyote, Kiko Coyote, as he was known, 3-time world champion, and he earned 2 of those titles on these sort of bikes. Now these are a bit later than that, year 2000 model, but still the Italian Husqvarnas before they were bought by KTM, but after they were originally Swedish, so not the original branding, but still they had their own following as well, because they were gorgeous machines, a little bit fast but fragile, and yeah, two beautiful 125s here. One running the number 1 that Coyote earned himself. Thanks, Jamie. You got them there. And then, yeah, one the number 4 that Federici rode with it as well. But with a bit of perfect timing as well, somebody's just rolled up in a number 1 peak per circuit Honda. Now, if you're a schoolboy racer like I was in the late 90s, or sorry, early 90s, these are the machines. You could get these, the peak Hondas, you could get these kits, and there were a few, I think, in every schoolboy meeting at the time, because they were just beautiful, and obviously won a lot of supercrosses in their time as well. Okay, we're here next to a 1995 TM, back when they were pink. Now, TM is a tiny Italian manufacturer there in Varese, and yeah, this is 1995. They're pale blue. Well, they turned blue not long after this, but yeah, this is what they originally ran with, so they could be seen. And yeah, amazing, gorgeous gold Öhlins forks. I mean, I want to take them straight off myself. They're amazing. And then yeah, he was 3rd overall on this last year, so yeah, hopefully he'll have a good run with it this year as well. So Öhlins back shocklet. They just came with just these beautiful exotic parts from standard, and yeah, they were stunning machines, and not too many of them, but that only helps to the rarity. Okay, now this is probably the most beautiful piece of history at the entire show and shine. This is an original Andre Maller back from when he wore number 1 as the 1984 world champion in 1985. So this is absolute factory. This is when virtually no parts from this bike could fit onto the standard bike of the same year. They were literally handmade specifically for the riders. Even like different frames for different size of riders, for example. You can see that this always caught my eye when I was a kid, just the way the kickstart was extended, and the frame, the petrol tank literally welded around the kickstart. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Money can't buy. It's been signed by David Thorpe down the side here, but this was originally Andre Maller's bike as the reigning world champion in 1985. A little bit more of Honda history here. This is Dave Thorpe's original 1989 World Championship winning 500cc Honda. So again, it was factory. They were more production based at that time rather than the 1985 version, but still very, very trick. Just draw your eye to this one here. At the front, the disc cover here, that's the Honda wing. So that's how factory that is. That's the Honda wing made into the plastic. So pretty incredible. A nice little technical detail here on the exhaust pipe. The man was telling me here that from the standard one, they used to cut it here, bring it forward, weld it back together, and that would get you about an extra 2 horsepower. So yeah, that's another reason for just playing with it to that extent. A bit of Keith Thorpe ingenuity there as well, I would guess. But again, beautiful factory machine, and yeah, history bike. Dave Thorpe's last world title winning machine right here. Okay, we're here with Chuck Davis, one of the judges here for the show and shine and giving out the event. So what sort of prizes have you got to give out for this one?
So they're split up into all the different categories. So starting with the newest bikes first, we've got the Evo Ultra Open 125, and then work their way down into the older bikes, the Evo Open 125s. So yeah, it's split out to that, and then we've got like an overall best in show, and then we've got all the different brands that have put up prizes too. So Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda, they've all got these separate prizes too, so there's that, and then best factory replica. It's quite a few to work through, so we've just come to the point now where we're making the decisions of the winner of each, and yeah, it's quite hard to judge. There's quite a few categories, yeah.
I can imagine, and I don't suppose any of the winners going to be a number 22 Spitfire Pro Circuit Kawasaki?
I'm out of the judging, but just thought I'd bring it up for people to see, yeah. Yeah,
definitely, it's well worth it there. And also you won a race here last year, so yeah, looking forward to the racing. Any changes you've made since last year?
No, so same bike. I fully rebuilt it a couple of weeks back, but yeah, it ended up as winning the last race of the last year, so it's a good one to finish on. And yeah, just a little bit less bad luck of crashes and things early in the weekend, and yeah, it'd be nice to get a couple more wins this year and be on the podium.
Nice one. And apart from the number 22 Kawasaki, are there any particular favourites that you can tell us on the live stream? Obviously this won't go out before the actual judging happens.
Right, so yeah, there's a few gems. There's a KTM 125 over there that's gorgeous. Yeah, we're really keen on that. And then Spencer's brought his actual Mike Brown 01 championship winning bike over KX 125, so that's a personal favourite of mine. But no, there's some gorgeous bikes here. Yeah, it's really cool to see.
Nice one. We look forward to seeing the decision. Thanks a lot, Chuck. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you can just see over here, we've got the judges there. You can see Callum, Charlie and Ben on Thirsty Thursday there. So they're so stuck, they've got to try again. So that's what's happening. The judges are just having one last look to really fine-tune their decision. So I think that's more difficult than keeping track of the points during the racing anyway. But yeah, while we're here, just to give some Yamaha some love, this is Lee Tolan's bike. Lee Tolan runs the ASA United Gas team in the British Championship and also some Grand Prix. But yeah, Lee Tolan here runs this 1993 replica YZ125. So I think he's riding that in the Evo Super Evo Open Open class tomorrow. And yeah, just a stunning Chesterfield bike there before they turned black. This was in 1993. So apparently Alessio Coyote is going to be riding a bike like this weekend. So we're really looking forward to that. So here we are. This is a 2008 YZ500. So Yamaha stopped making the 500cc bike as a standard machine in the early 80s. So this is a little bit special. Olin's factory forks as well. Golden beauties. And yeah, this is a gorgeous machine. And I can't imagine this is riding this weekend, because this would be an absolute beast around the hills of Foxhill. But look at the pipe on it. It's a sheer work of art. And yeah, either sort of early 1990s graphics on it as well. It's a gorgeous and very rare looking machine. So yeah, another gorgeous looking Yamaha here, 2000 and I think that's 5. And yeah, this is with the classic Bob Hanna retro graphics, of course, American color scheme there, black speed blocks on the yellow with the classic Hurricane lightning flash as well. But also this is being ridden by Jake Preston, number 957 in the Wright Engineering team race, I think tomorrow. So yeah, this weekend. So yeah, it's a lovely looking bike, and thankfully we're going to get to see it in action as well. Ken Roxon also raced something very similar to this recently with the classic designs there. Has had a brief interlude there going to Yamaha before finally settling on Suzuki, but I think yellow still looks good on Yamahas if you ask me. Beautiful Hondas here. We've got the British team, in fact, Mel Pocock's bike, Brad Anderson's bike, and so on. Here are the judges still making their decisions, so yeah, we'll see. They haven't got the rosettes quite ready, so we'll get them being given out very soon when they do. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like to be them, because you've got a lot of pride bike owners, and it's not like a race where it's no dispute in which position you're in. These guys will argue that their bike is the best, so I really wouldn't want to be a judge, but fair play. Someone's got to win it, and yeah, let's just say that everybody's bike looks awesome here. I have yet to see a bad one. Okay, here's another beauty that caught my eye here. This is being ridden this weekend by Dutchman Bart van Dolman in the, I believe, in the team race, maybe just in the Evo class. But yeah, either way, number 4. But it's the Greg Albertine replica with the BFE Johnson Suzuki graphics that were inherited when Marley Bavors came to the team in 1994, and they brought Greg Albertine as well after he won the championship. So he wore this, a bike that looked very much like this, with a number 1 plate here at Foxhill in 1994. Chased down Yves de Maria at the end. It was an amazing battle, because Albertine never ever settled for second place. So yeah, this is a lovely bike, and it brings back some great memories, especially from here at Foxhill. Got the champ KTMs there, so again, that's the judging decision there, who's going to have best KTM in show. And there's some contenders there. Number 8, the Steve Ramon replica there from when he was world champion on one. And yeah, number 27 is actually Callum's own bike, so that would be a bit of a biased decision if that was there. It's got his name in it. But yeah, they are still making their way around. They're just over here now, if you can get them in shot. See Chuck there in the check shirt, just deciding his best, liking the look of the Husqvarnas, obviously. I mean, biggest number plate in show, I think that's quite possible. But yeah, they're certainly got the work cut out for them, so we'll see where the rosettes go. Callum, have you got any favourites yet?
Yeah, oh god, yeah, there's a KTM over there that is just insane, 125.
Is that the number 27 Callum Swan?
No, it's not. It's the one next to my bike that's making my bike look embarrassingly bad.
The number 8 Ramon replica,
yeah? Yeah, very nice, very nice. And he's gone to town with that. It's got everything, you know, all the right parts on throughout the bike. So, and he showed us all the little details and stuff that he's done. You know, it's all in the details, isn't it?
Are the builders and the owners doing their sales pitch for you? Are you getting beseeched by offers of all sorts of things?
Yeah, we're getting quite a lot of bribes offered to us. We just have to keep ignoring people, batting them away, including you.
Thanks, man.
Okay, I'm just taking over from Ben. He's got to go and do some other stuff. So let's go. This is the big moment now on the show and shine. Let's walk and talk. Okay, so the judges are out in force. Right, so the first rosette is going on. I'm not sure what. Chuck, what category is this for?
Evo Ultra Open, get it right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lovely KTM with a load of trick parts on.
So is it just the winner gets the, or is it the top 3?
So we're doing winner from each category only.
First, yeah, winner.
We're first place, yeah.
Okay, so there you go. That's your winner right there of the Evo Ultra.
Put it too tight.
No, sorry, Paul of his. Yeah. A lot of trick bikes. Been a tough decision, isn't it, calling this?
So difficult.
This is bigger than you imagined, isn't it? This whole thing.
It's great, and it's cool. Everyone's out and loving it, and yeah, it's tough. If it was just the categories or of each of the classes here, it'd have been fine. But yeah, to have to start throwing in the best factory replica and each best of each brand too, so it's been quite difficult.
You do realise, Ben, that you're going to be upsetting some people along the way with these choices.
Well, I've kind of made a career of that, Jeff. So I thought I'd continue it this weekend.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Callum's obviously part of it as well, choosing it all. So we just said from the outset, this whole show and shy thing has been unbelievably so well received. I said to Dave King just a moment ago, seriously, Dave, you're going to have to maybe find a bigger field next year to do this, because the effort, and I kid you not, the effort that's gone in by so many people, it's not just about what happens out there on the track. This is a massive part of it now. The amount of hours tinkering in your garage and just buying the stuff off the internet, just a huge effort from everybody, so it's absolutely awesome to see. Right, that's us done from this incredible show and shine. It has been, as we said, so much fun. Ben, that guided you through most of this, he's been loving it, I've been loving it. Some amazing bikes on display. All you've got to do if you want to know who won each category is just go on to the VMXdN social media over the weekend. All the results will be on there. This thing's going to grow, there's no doubt about it. This will be back bigger and stronger next year. So that gives you a little insight of some of the bikes that you're going to see over this weekend at the VMXdN here at Foxhill.
Fantastic stuff. So yeah, the overall winner of that, the best in show, if you like, there was given out to that number 8 Mon Replica 125 Champ KTM. So obviously had 2 rosettes, the big orange one for best KTM in show, and the one there, and I'm sure you'll be able to check all the socials there to see who has won there, as Jeff says. But yeah, it was that Ramon Replica that won the best prize there, simply put, as Callum said. And it wasn't just his decision, obviously. There were 2 other judges there, so you can't just say it was like his bike but better. It was definitely, the way he explained it to me off camera there was that, yeah, all the parts are absolutely spot on. And as he said there, is making his bike look embarrassingly bad. But yeah, you can't say that. Callum puts a lot of effort into his as well. So there we go, VMXdN sign on the hill. We are going through the Legends Parade. I think it's just completed there, so we're working our way through to get to the final block of racing. We've got Evo Plus coming up, bikes from 1997 to 02, any age of rider in this class going up, so we'll see very soon who is going to take that one. And yeah, looking at Todd Kellett, has been riding fantastically well, and this is the race he's had perhaps the least incidents in. He's bounced off the floor a couple of times, bounced off other riders a couple of times as well, but yeah, he is currently overall leading that one just ahead of Jake Shipton, but only by a point. So yeah, Todd's got no margin for error. And then we've got the stunning Wright Engineering team race, a great addition to the VMXdN Foxhill, which was brought in this year. Again, any age of rider, so you've got a host of top British Championship riders in that one, and it's yeah, all a bunch of teams, just general sort of pals getting together. The best one there, and the team that is doing the best this weekend is the Jude Morris Racing Foundation. So JMR 101 team of Sam Nunn, Liam Garland and Tom Grimshaw. Sadly for Liam Garland, he has had 2 DNFs, so we have to count one of his DNFs. So a DNF in the VMXdN scoring in the team event, and in fact in all the other races as well, is the Olympic style. So 1 point for first, 2 for second, and 3 for third, and so on, all the way down to 40th, and you get 45 points for a no score. So that's how punishing that one is. So yeah, if you do not finish, that's what happens there. So from that side, even suffering 2 no scores, so they have to count one of them, even doing that, the JMR team are still in front, so they have a good healthy advantage there over the second placed Dirtworks, but it's very close between Dirtworks on 91 when you take into account a deleted score, and the Ultimate Wheels Honda squad are on 94 when you delete the worst score, and the Stafford Van Sales RHR are only on 99 points. So yeah, we'll get to that team race and go through those points and everything when we get there. So yeah, that's the next couple of races there. Evo Plus 97 to 02, the Wright Engineering National team race then to follow. Evo 125 over 35 years old. So apologies for the break in the stream, as they basically had issues here with the amount of people on site. We just make adjustments there to make sure that the rate coming through, the broadcast rate was all correct. So just making sure that yeah, all the technical issues get dealt with, and we bring this footage to you as best we can. So we've got the the man that's just been on the microphone trackside. You joining me on the mic again then, Jeff? I thought we were going to tuck into that.
Well, I'd like to, you know, we don't get the violins out. I'll tell you how difficult this job is. But I love it.
I'd rather you get those shades on, to be fair, for the entire last block.
I am.
I mean, you're not seeing this, obviously, but there's a beautiful set of pink. It's pink across the top. Turquoise bits that go over your ears. I don't know what the technical word for that. Glasses, people will tell me. And, of course, the classic gold reflectors. And you told me the other day those are original. You had those
original
since the time of
Oakley razor blades. I think I bought these in 1996. Memory serves me well. With variant nose interchange parts, different
bright orange nose parts.
Obviously, I had to go with the top of the range at the time, iridium mirrored lenses.
They've lasted well.
Because one of my heroes, Rick Johnson, obviously wore them, so it had to be had to get a pair like that. Yeah, we've just been over there doing the riders parade lap and talking to riders, which, by the way, we did manage to film some of that. And what we are now frantically doing is we're going to edit that, and we're going to hopefully show you some of the some of the interviews. Kind of doubled up, really. I had to be over there with Roger Warren doing the interviews for everybody here that's on site, but I doubled up on mics, and hopefully we get the audio. So we've got Charlie here on one part of our production team, quickly, frantically editing them.
Charlie's a bit of a hero. Let's give him a shout out. He's been great, following us all around, getting things going. So, Charlie, the cameraman and ace rapid editor, as you say, has been fantastic with us this weekend.
He has indeed. And, of course, all the team here producing this live stream. And, of course, all the sponsors that make it happen. Oakley, Seven, Fly, Bell, Motul, Beer, all those guys, they have invested into this live stream. So go and support those brands, because the more you do that, the more they invest into the live stream in DirtWorld-TV, and hopefully we can do more of these productions further down the line. Yeah, starting to get a little bit of activity, not much, just a bit of activity on the start line. A few riders starting to come up here now, so we're going to kick this second block of racing off pretty soon. Stick with us. I'm sure in the meantime we've got some adverts and maybe some other content. We might try and find some of that. As we said, we've got a few interviews from over there when we did this parade lap, so we're going to show you that in a short while.
Here we go then, lining up for the final time this weekend, the Evo Plus category, 1997 to 2002 bikes. So this is where you start to see the aluminium framed Hondas, for example, and obviously the KTMs there going orange and blue there, and of course obviously there's a gorgeous James Dobb replica just lining up at the back there, number 2, although I think he's sort of put a chrome number 1 next to it to be classed as number 12. I'm not sure, we'll just double check that. Yeah, that would be actually Ryan Hughes, and don't get excited, that's not the Rhino Hughes that raced in America. That is just a man called Ryan Hughes from the UK, who's lined up a beautiful Jamie Dobb replica from his World Championship winning year. He's lined up next to a good Cadbury's Boost Yamaha. It's almost like a Maiden and Dob reunion there, the two Derbyshire guys that spent their entire career racing each other. And if you want a bit of a laugh, just have a quick listen to Paul Malin if you ever get the chance to get him to impersonate Jamie Dobb, because it's one of the funniest things you'll hear as a motocross fan there. So yeah. Kick in the dirt, of course, no mesh grid, so not like National Championship racing here. We have got proper dirt start area, just like it always used to be. And some of the riders like the mesh start, some of them don't. And in this class, though, we have got plenty of riders who are used to that sort of thing, and so yeah, for some of them, starting on the dirt will be something that they'll be completely unused to. Something else that's alien for them, let alone the fact that they're riding two-stroke carbureted machines, not four-stroke fuel-injected machines. So yeah, quite amazing setup there. So we'll see now if I'm not sure if Graham Irwin is going to be out there. He didn't race the second race yesterday, but he did race the first race yesterday and won that, and he also won the first race here today after Todd Kellett exited stage right with a bit of an issue there. So from that sense, it is Todd Kellett with the overall lead in this group with 6 points in total. That's a win, a second and a third. Jake Shipton has been steady and is on 7 points with a third, a second and a second. So Shipton is right in the mix there. If Todd makes another mistake, then Jake could capitalise and claim the overall win there. Third is currently being held by Aaron Patstone on 11 points, the number 44 Yamaha rider. Also watch for the number 101 of Jonathan Roderick Evans to look to try and improve from fourth place. He's got 3 points to catch up to Patstone, so he might need some help to do that. Dave Willett has had a good weekend. He's riding number 10, and he is currently fifth on 19 points. And Alfie Calvert, the number 142, is sixth. The heads goes down. The 5-second board is up, the clutches are anxious, and they go for the start of the final block, and Kellett got a great launch from the inside there, the number 12 rider, and he is right there in front of Shipton, so Shipton is not going to let Kellett get away with this scot-free. Now there's a rider down in the first corner, number 152, Louis Roberts, and yeah, from that sense he picks himself up, but yeah, Kellett leads from Shipton in second place. Looked like we had a good start as well for Patstone, and oh, there's a clash there, number 34. And that looks like Patstone. It's not. It's number 119 of Johnny Cast. And Johnny has been up in the top 8 overall. So, yeah, he's going to lose that sort of position. Might even drop out of the top 10 unless he can really get back up quickly after that tangle that he suffered there with the number 34 rider, Jack Drogan. So they launch up to the far end of the hill. Kellett leading Shipton. So Shipton gets to put some pressure on Todd. Todd has really been feeling it this weekend, really enjoying the different, obviously, to his day job of beach racing there, but Todd says that even though these are shorter races and he's used to like 3-hour beach blasts, it's a massive change in intensity and pace, and Shipton is giving him some pressure as well. So if Kellett wasn't putting enough pressure on himself to have the overall in the bag, then Shipton is going to push him absolutely all the way. It is between these two. Winner takes all for the overall here at the VMXdN Foxhill in the Evo Plus 97 to 2002 class. Any age of rider, no limits there. And Kellett just bounces into that downhill launch. Shipton looking good as well on that fantastic Carmichael replica Honda. And Kellett, part of the Stolen Brand team in the race to come. The Wright Engineering National race is there, getting set up for the next race. So he's literally going to turn a left after the checkered flag, maybe top up the fuel with his pit crew there, and get back out for another 5 laps around Foxhill. So no wonder he's feeling it with that sort of intensity, despite having significantly shorter riding time than he is used to. But
yeah,
just back alongside.
Yeah, sorry, just trying to refuel myself between motos. Yeah, he's definitely feeling it, Todd. He's like a different way, as I said. He can ride for hours upon hours, grueling beach racing, pounding his back like he does, but he said, no, I'm just like all those other little muscles that you kind of use for motocross, you know, the juttery bumps, I suppose, you know, jagged ruts, which you don't get in beach racing.
No, you don't, no. Yeah, incredible stuff. Like I say, he's used to pounding out the laps there on the big sand tracks of the world. And yeah, we look forward to him doing so at the Western Beach Race coming up, being against his teammate Milko Podolsek, and those two had a fantastic scrap back at the 2K. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing if they can repeat that one and give us a real a real slice of action and also tension about who's actually could win the race. But yeah, Kellett is looking good in this one. He led by a second and a bit over Jake Shipton. Third is Roderick Evans, and he's trying to improve from fourth overall, but Aaron Patstone is looking to deny him that because he's right on his tailpipe as they cross the line third and fourth. Dave Willett fifth, Lewis Meadows in sixth, and Jake Wynnard in seventh, ahead of Alfie Calvert, Luke Remmer and Mark van der Meerden. That's your top 10 as it stands.
Interesting Todd Kellett fact.
Go for it.
He is now, I think, I'm not sure on the actual measurement, I'm going with an inch, let's just say an inch. He is now an inch shorter than he was several years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Todd, basically Todd, has broken his back. I can't remember what year that was. I think it was at Cullum. He also had a neck injury and whatever, and he's now an inch taller than he was several years ago.
An inch shorter?
Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
Did I say taller?
Yeah.
Sorry. Somebody get me a coffee, for God's sake.
Can I put a call out as well?
Yeah,
please? Get the Costas around here. Other coffee brands are available.
Can I have a Millennium? I'll have a Millennium Espresso. If you want to know what that is a coffee with 100 sugars in it, please. God,
yeah, do the slice of that. Yeah, that would be nice. There we go. Kellett there in front though, and just carves that inside rut. Hasn't got as savage as I thought it might do today. It's not really. I know it's only the end of the first block, but yeah, it's not. The track is withstanding this abuse, isn't it? It's not really becoming a real rut fest at all.
I know that obviously, there's kind of one line around that pinch point on that new section, but I think it's worked. I think it's much better to have that than that straight line tear down the valley that makes it so fast. Particularly for some of these riders that are not, ex-pro riders or existing pro riders, etc. like that. Just makes it that little bit safer, a little bit more to think about. Got to say, the guys at Stolen BMX company bike brand, they have Revs and the team over there. Regards of the image and the attention to detail on those Yamahas, it's a trick-looking outfit they've got over there. Their setup looks cool. They've had all the toolboxes done, so we did a bit of a team profile on them yesterday. A lot of effort gone into that. We've got a faller at the bottom hill, number 31, Ben.
Yeah, sorry, just looking at yeah, we have got number 31 down on the floor, just picking it back up there, and yeah, classically he's not on my list.
That's why I asked you. I thought you'd have it because I'm a bit out of date with my current race list. But yeah,
they'd be on the screen somewhere, but yeah, oh well, I mean, he's decided to remain anonymous. So it might be 431 Pedro Dollarcamp. But don't quite
let's just say it is, for the sake of it.
There's a 311, Greg Rowbottom, it could be him. Right, there we go, Todd Kellett ahead of Shipton, as you can see briefly there, and yeah, Roderick Evans still holding off Aaron Patstone. The Aaron's a couple of seconds back. We're just seeing on camera there Bradley Doyle, who's holding down 10th place on that. I think I featured that Husqvarna in the show and shine, so nice to link that in, and we see that bike on the track now, carving its route around the Wiltshire Valleys, and yeah, you can see it's definitely getting rough out of that top corner though. Of course, that's not exactly as rocky at the top there. They have got a bit of topsoil to play with at the very top there with grass on it before the day started. So there it goes, Kellett on top of where the old start straight was, and on the top of that valley. And the other section back. Meantime, some of the guys downfield get a bit of camera exposure there. But yeah, it is still Kellett launching down the hill, slowly eking away from Jake Shipton, who started rapidly and was giving Kellett some pressure. But now Todd is looking to put his seal on this, and he can take home a first place trophy if it keeps it in this position.
Well, I hope for his sake he does, because obviously Todd is a talent, and it hasn't gone his way. All the teams actually in the Wright Engineering race coming up next for the Stolen Yamaha team, and he's obviously had his confrontations and bad luck, but to go away with a personal victory will be some compensation for that. Hopefully Todd will like it enough if his schedule allows as well next year to come back. Certainly the guys over there are keen to come back. They've had a great time, by the way. A little bit too much of a good time on Thursday, by all accounts. So I'm sure they'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's that battle for third. Now, this is also the battle for third overall, although Patstone has got a couple of points buffer over Roderick Evans, number 101 in front of him. But if you can hold on to that battle, that would be handy, because Kellett is getting away with this. And yeah, they're just about to launch down this hill. Thanks, Mr. Director. Yeah, we got number 101 and number 44 scrapping, and Patstone goes through. So Aaron Patstone looks to cement third place overall by taking third in this race. He's got a 3-point buffer over Roderick Evans, but of course, it's nothing better than beating him in the race to make sure that he doesn't beat you overall. overall. But yeah, that would mean that Aaron Patstone would get to climb the podium. Looks like Graham Irwin did not line up for this race like he did yesterday, just decided to do the first moto each time, win it to make everyone feel bad, and then pull in and decide not to ride the second time.
So be fair though, as we said, the opening moto today, he put his hand up and say, look, Todd, whatever that issue had, I would like to find out what happened to Todd in the first race. Remember, he sort of slowed up.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he ended up
something
finishing.
happened on the side of the bike, and we couldn't work out what it was.
He ended up finishing third, so it can't have been too terminal. But yeah, really weird what that was. Maybe a rock in somewhere, or maybe a rock in the gear lever. It was down the left side of the bike.
It's just weird, wasn't it? You know, don't know. He could have actually genuinely hit the fuel tap with the top of his boot or something, and it was as simple as that. But looking good in this one.
Yeah, Willett is continuing his good weekend, 5th in this race, and he's 5th overall at the moment. So yeah, he's holding that position overall there. Lewis Meadows in 6th, Alfie Calvert 7th, and Jake Winner there in 8th. Bradley Dorr moved up, and we just saw somebody on the side of the track. Number 311 has come to grief there, so that's our man Greg Rowbottom again. I think it was the same guy. He must have had 311 on his back. So yeah, the mystery solved as to who crashed, and he stopped again on the side of the circuit. Also there we've got a few riders coming through now. 152 having a good scrap. Louis Roberts. Now he was at the back of the grass. He's a lap down. That's why. So yeah, he dropped it in the first corner. So yeah, we're concentrating on the second place rider here, Jake Shipton. Good to see Jake getting a bit of screen time. Thoroughly deserves it with a great consistent performance this weekend.
Good setup too. We like that. We like that little tip of the hat to the No Fear kit.
Yeah,
and the Hondas, as you know, around that time, got that K-Dub feel going on. God, that'd be another one, wouldn't it?
Wyndham. Now, what we'd have to do is set up a transfer, so you jump from one side of the valley to another. That'd be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? That's a bit ambitious.
Love to see K-Dub here.
Yeah, that would be nice. Mr. Armchair himself, yeah, looks so...
Wobbs would have a right project there. He's got enough bikes to choose from. He could do the Yam, he could do the Suzuki era.
Cool, yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
I'd like to see the Suzuki era, I think.
You're right, yeah.
Wyndham on a Suzuki.
If you can't get Pastrana here.
Yeah.
The two of them are at it on the Suzukis. It's pretty spectacular there.
Honestly, I don't think you could get Pastrana here. I don't think there's enough parking fields. No, honestly, I'm legit with it. I think it would just burst the place.
Yeah, I think you're right. They'd have to set up a freestyle ramp going over one of the big valleys here. But yeah, Shipton is in second place, and he's also trying to get back out. I think he isn't riding the right engineering, is he? Got replaced. That's why. So yeah, my mistake there. So I thought he was out again, but no, that's all good for Jake. And a nice weekend, just doing his 4 motos there. I'm sure that's more than enough.
It'd be more than enough for me, Ben. I tell you, if I ever do this event, you won't see me doing any more than one class. I can tell you that.
Not going full Ironman on us then.
No, I am not.
Well, Todd, really enjoying this one, and he's even got a little bit of a gap now to relax there, make sure he's a bit looser on the bike, doesn't want to get the iron pump happening. But he is there in a solid lead at the moment. Still ahead of Jake Shipton. Aaron Patstone making third his own, pulling 5 seconds clear of Jonathan Roderick Evans in fourth. Lewis Meadows, though, has passed Dave Willett for 5th place. It's not endangering Willett in the overall classification, because there's a 10-point gap behind him to secure 5th place pretty well if he stays up in that sort of position. Calvert still 7th, Jake Winner 8th, Bradley Dorr 9th, and Luke Remmer in 10th spot.
Here's an observation I've just made to myself with Evo Racing as well. How much cooler it looks to have like bigger side panels where you can actually see the numbers, not from a commentator's point of view. Obviously a modern race bike, they've made the side plates smaller and smaller, the front plate's getting smaller and smaller. I just think that looks so cool with the white. I particularly like the AMA feel, you know, when you've got like white colour backgrounds with black numbers. It just looks so cool.
Absolutely, and check a flat time then. Todd Kellett wins in this class for the 2nd time this weekend and will seal the overall there. So Todd Kellett takes that, the overall winner for this weekend in the Evo Plus 97 to 02 category. No time to celebrate though. He's going to crank a sharp left, head straight back to the pit box, and prepare himself for the Wright Engineering National Team Race, which is to come. Jake Shipton finishes 6.5 seconds down, but still a solid 2nd place to secure 2nd overall for the weekend. So he'll enjoy his trip to the podium there. And coming up through now to the final couple of corners, we just see coming into shot number 44. Usually rides number 150 in several national series, and yeah, he's a solid expert. And Aaron Patstone up there into 3rd place. And yeah, there's quite a gap there. A bit of a battle going on for fourth between Meadows on the 799. No, it's not. No, he's a lap down. My mistake. So yeah, that's Roderick Evans coming through to take fourth place, and that's fourth overall for him. So just off the podium.
Dave Willett crossing the line there in that yellow and black kit on his Husky.
Yeah, just shy of Lewis Meadows. Lewis Meadows just held him off there to secure fifth, and Willett in sixth place will be fifth overall behind Roderick Evans in fourth. But the overall podium then in the Evo Plus class, a win for Todd Kellett overall, and Jake Shipton takes second, Aaron Patstone taking third. Right national team race ready to go.
It is. We'll be back shortly after a quick advert for that very race.
Absolutely amazing. It's just great to see so many people again. It's a bit like the old days, seeing everyone here, come to watch the racing, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy all.
Welcome back, folks, to the fabulous Foxhill Motor Park. Etched in history, etched into this lovely valley just outside. Just kind of what would we be? I guess we'd be kind of slightly north-east of Swindon. My geography's not great. We're definitely, are we east? Yeah, I'd say we're east. Anyway, it's a fantastic venue, and as you can look at the glory days, look at the amount of people sat on the bank. Just like, if you're wondering what I'm on about with the glory days, just get yourself, go and follow the guys at Motorvision on their social media or whatever, on YouTube, and you'll see some clips of Foxhill Motor Park from GPs back in the day where this valley was absolutely rammed of like 35, 40,000 people. We haven't got that many people here this year but for this event, but it's the most people we've probably ever had out at Foxhill since those glory days. And kudos to Dave King, Doc Wobbs, all their family and friends and everybody, the Languish Club that are running the race meeting, and everybody involved with the event here. Just hats off to you guys. Incredible work. And now we're going to get probably an incredible race, because we have the Wrights Engineering National Race. Some serious current talent in this event. Some talent riders of old. I love it, as Elliot's just pointed out. We got the with the Ultimate Wheels boys. I love the way they've done it. 1/8 on the Ultimate Wheels.
All three together on the start line there in shots, but the heads go down. 5-second board. No, it's a 15-second board still up. They're not quite in unison. Now they all dip together as the 5-second board goes up, and the Wright Engineering National Team Race final moto is go! And Kellett again from that position on the inside, got a good getaway, but Grimshaw it is that has the lead from the exit there. And and that's one of the that's both the Ultimate Wheels boys on the floor.
Oh, no.
Oh, they were in third overall as well, so this is an absolute nightmare for them. They've got to get back on. And it's Brad Todd and the American Cody Williams that has dropped it. So where is Louis Kessel? Because he is currently the main challenger for that team. He's only mid-pack as well, so he has not had a good getaway one bit here. But it's Kellett versus Grimshaw at the top. These two riders have been at it all weekend. Grimshaw is part of the JMR 101 squad that is quite a way in front in this one, in this class. Oh, and off the side of the bike there nearly was number 28. And yeah, that was, no, 28 in the race. Well, I missed the number there. But yeah, it's Grimshaw in the lead. Kellett there in second place. Down the hill comes Sam Nunn. So the JMR team continuing to dominate with 1 and 3 at the moment. They would need an absolute disaster it would require an absolute disaster to drop out completely. But again, Liam Garland, who has been beset with bad luck all the way through this weekend. And I'm still not sure where Liam is, but we'll find out when they come across the line here.
Just noticed now, look at the track now as we had yesterday. We are down the Blue Groove now.
It's getting really
Can you
polished.
see down the hill where they're braking so hard? What we could, you're never really sure what that is if you're new to the sport. Blue Groove is basically when it goes so compact, dirt goes so compact, particularly this short, that we actually start to lay rubber down onto it. You can see the black marks coming down this hill. You can see that where they're on the braking point.
Absolutely.
Here comes Kellett.
Oh, Kellett leaving a mark of his own, but
he's had enough aggro there this weekend. He really let that one sit this time.
He was not going to go around the outside of Grimshaw again there, but now he looks to go around the outside of him along the valley. Grimshaw, sure, he's stretching, looking.
Yes, this
eyeballs,
is going to be good.
Eyeballs coming out of his ear hole to see where where Kellett was coming from there, but he's staying in front at the moment and just pulling clear. See, I like the old white and green. I like that old classic Grand Prix look as well. They all look cool this weekend. It's all good stuff. So yeah, the main question for the JMR boys is where is Garland, because if Garland fails to score, if they have any failure to score again and other teams score well, it could still be stolen from them. The Dirtworks squad, numbers 40 to 42, could well be in the case. That's Josh Coleman, Liam Knight and Sam Winterburn. They're second in the standings, and the Ultimate Wheels Honda boys are third, but as we can see, two of them are on the floor and the other one was much further back anyway. So as they come through then, there is your top 10. Grimshaw from Kellett from none, and then Stu Edmonds has had a good start for the S-Bricks Commercials team. Jamie Wainwright's having a better Sunday than he did a Saturday, and he's fifth in this one. Carlton Husband also right up there on that gorgeous Kawasaki, and Martin Barr brings the Husqvarna up to seventh for the Apico Factory Veteran Squad. Garland is eighth, so there is the other JMR 101 rider. That's the one we want to make sure brings it home. He seems to have had the real hoodoo this weekend about getting a score there, and down goes the number 40, and that is one of the Dirtworks team. That is Coleman. Coleman, who was third in race 3 of the weekend earlier today. We get a brief glimpse there at number 31, George Boyce on the very nice white Yamaha. Bayliss in 9th, Jamie Law in 10th, another one of the Apico Factory Veterans team alongside Martin Barr. So it's good to get Barr in shot, and here we see some of the riders, and we at last get a good view there of Carlton Husband on that fantastic red, white, green, yellow, turquoise, whatever colour you pick, it's on that bike, and the Winfield graphics there from when the factory squad basis, when Johnson's, who's always supported Marnik Bevolts until he went to Yamaha anyway, they then switched to Winfield. They were bought out by a different company. You might remember, if you're Formula 1 fans, that Rothmans suddenly became Winfield Williams, as they were when cigarette sponsorship was still allowed. But now Garland is in front there of Carlton Husband. So Garfield, Garland has moved up. Sorry, and
Go Ben, it's as long as tough. There we go. We got a real ripper for the lead. Let's get back to that, Ben. I'm just looking on the preview. That's all. Here we go, because Kellett's going to try this outside move again.
Action all over the track.
He's going to go wide. He's going to undercut this bit. There he goes. He's going to try a different sweep and carry momentum this time. He's getting closer. He's getting rocks and dirt in his face, just how Todd likes it. Yeah, absolutely. And what a contrast in styles. You've got the laid-back Wyndham style smoothness of Grimshaw, and the bulldog tail off Kellett. Try the inside. Nice move. Nice.
Yeah,
he just backed off. Didn't double into that corner, and that tight line was now working with him head down. Look at him tucking in like Bob Hanna.
He is in full control here. He won the first moto yesterday, but since then he's had an absolute nightmare in this class. 23rd in race 2 yesterday and 32nd in race 3 earlier today. So he's nowhere near it in the overall standings for individual, but yeah, he's just going to be going for it. The Stolen Brand have had some issues as well. They're back in 9th overall in the team standings. So simply for pride, and Todd Kellett has had plenty of those. He's just had a race win in the Evo Plus class, and now here he comes, giving it some on the Right Engineering National race, which is on Evo Plus rules. So yeah, 97 to 02, obviously exactly the same category as the race you just saw.
There it is. Look at that Foxhill, the big hills in all their glory. That over there was meant to be the supplement car park. Like it was just like overflow.
Yes,
in case
of course.
We needed it.
Yeah.
Rammed.
Grimshaw launches down the hill, really went a distance
really
down
did,
there.
So did
there's a yellow flag. Is that Kellett? Who's going to emerge?
I don't think it is.
No, it's not. No, someone else. No, it is
Kellett.
Kellett. Yeah, it is Kellett. My mistake. Sorry, no, it wasn't Kellett down. He is still up there and racing hard. Grimshaw trying to hold on to him there, because if he falls back too much, he could drop into the clutches of Sam Nunn.
Love that. Little kit there with one of the air horns, the VMXdN air horns, bringing back that classic GP vibe. Awesome. Next generation right there. Toddy looking well balanced on the bike. He's doing everything good in this one. He'll be gutted with the bad luck that obviously came his way in the other two of these races. Of course, he went off the side of the track in the other one earlier on the day, didn't he?
Yeah,
he had a good start.
He collided yesterday, with Stephen Clark up the hill. I mean, yeah, it's been an action-packed weekend for Todd Kellett, and certainly not the sort of Western cruise that he tends to enjoy, but he's a little terrier and he keeps digging in, and it's great to see him racing so hard like this. Now, down the hill goes Kellett. Grimshaw is therefore second in this race. In the overall individual standing, Sam Nunn has only accumulated 4 points from a second and 2 firsts. So Nunn is a clear. Oh, this is great. Look at this in action. It's Louis Kessel who has charged back from a poor start. So Louis really getting stuck in for the Ultimate Wheels team. Martin Barr up behind him, and it's great to see Martin. That's the full Pico stuff. That's the stuff we saw when we interviewed the Pico lad, and then he's got that fantastic replica stuff up there. That is the battle going on for 9th and 10th at the moment. Between, also Jamie Law getting involved with that. Matt Bayliss runs the number 1. Law in 10th, and Martin Barr, I believe, in 11th place. But Louis Kessel has come through well. No, Kessel is 12th. Barr is 13th. It was Luke Burton just behind them, the number 43 rider. There's another Honda gets pushed back up the hill. There's plenty of them out there, so there's going to get problems for some of them. And there goes that gorgeous Ultimate Wheels Thunder Road Honda of Louis Kessel, and Martin Barr behind him on that spectacular Husqvarna with the Apico stuff, and that is
number 40 going out of this one. That's
it's Coleman, and that's really put pay to any challenge the Dirtworks team might have raised for the JMR 101 squad.
Okay, I can't believe he's found the time to come on over here and join us. We've been joined by one of the promoters. Doc Wob is in the house. Wobbs, I can't believe A, you're still standing. B, you can probably even talk, particularly after your performance in the beer tent Friday night. Well done for that. You've got to be sat here incredibly proud of what you're seeing in front of you here on these screens and out there in the field.
Yeah, it's really humbling. You know, it's like me and Dave had a thought, an idea, and last year we were selling people we think it's going to be all right, and then last year was good, and then this year we've surpassed ourselves, I think.
I'd say so. We were just saying about the number of field space and stuff that you want to try to find, and then you thought you might need that as surplus. It's just we're rammed in here. I mean, literally we're at bursting point.
I know. I'd like to see the aerial shots. There's a lot of drone stuff going on, so I'm sure in the next week we'll see quite how many are there. As far as spectator numbers, until we count the wristbands, we don't really know.
Yeah.
We know how many wristbands we bought. And whatever's left, we'll deduct that from that number, and that will give us a rough number. But
yeah,
I think everybody's, maybe nobody's going to come over to me and tell me they didn't enjoy it, but everybody seems to be enjoying themselves. And like the tracks, the Languish boys have done a mint job on the track. I know it raining helped a little bit, but there seems to be, I haven't seen the track in this condition for a lot of years.
Yeah, it's looking fantastic, and let's say a bit of rain helps, but it was a good call getting the sprinkler system on it earlier today, wasn't it, to get that soaked in while it was. Then we had a bit of an extra shower or two as well. Here's the battle for second going on screen. So the 101 boys have said, right, well, we've got this wrapped up, lads, let's have a good battle on. And it's lap 4 of the 5, so they're getting close there. Or is it 6 in this team race? I can't quite think.
I don't know.
Don't ask Wobbs either. That's somebody else's domain.
Not my department.
No.
That's well above my pay grade.
I'm pretty sure it's fine.
Speaking to the wrong guy there. Wobbs, it's such an emotion. I should imagine the emotions go up and down so much at this event and leading into it, because not only that, the strains and stresses of running the event, which of course nobody's put a gun to your head to do, is something you wanted to do. But on top of that, of course, with all the bike builds and everything, I mean, you take on a lot over this weekend. I know you hand over a lot of the event management to other people, but you're still conscious of it whilst trying to also keep bikes on track for all these great names and riders that you bring over.
Yeah, I mean, I've overdone it this year. It's too much. I can't do this many again. We did 9, we've done nothing else since Easter.
Yeah.
And the other business is just hurting now, so we need to get back to normality. And I mean, like Tyler Bowers was a late entry to build that KX500 in 2 weeks. We managed to pull that one out of the bag. But the bikes are good. I mean, these guys are fast and they're trying to break them, you know.
Yeah.
And also the more used to it they get, the more finicky they get. When they first go out practicing, everything's great. Yeah. And then as they ride it more, they're like, ooh, I want, and I want. Oh, something's going on.
Yeah, just see if I can get this battle on screen there. Sorry, what there, but yeah, just couldn't resist this battle here. Jamie Wainwright on the 250 Honda, giving it some at the moment down the hill, but he's got Stuart Edmonds, who was in your seat yesterday, loving life here in the S-Briggs Commercials Honda, and then Liam Garland with Charlie Heyman, a rare sighting of a bit of a prodigy youth rider, 125, far and away 125 youth champion in the British series last year, winning nearly every race he was in or didn't fall off in. And Heyman on a 252-stroke Suzuki. He's not unfamiliar to two-stroke territory. He was on a 125 last year and then raced a couple of big national events on a 250 KTM as it was then. But yeah, Heyman, a late replacement there for Taylor Hamill in the Stafford Van Sales RHR squad, and trying to get that team onto the podium. They're not a million miles away. Oh, and that's Wainwright dropping it. So Wainwright dropped it there, and
on the
Stuart
last lap as well. It's going to be.
It's right to the flag. Nightmare. So Kellett takes the win. Grimshaw second, Nunn third, just about held off there to Grimshaw. Edmonds fourth, Garland fifth, and Heyman takes sixth. And Wainwright's had a tricky weekend and just finishes there with a little spill, which I guess kind of sums it up. So sixth was Charlie Heyman, seventh Carlton Husband, eighth for Matt Bayliss, and ninth for Howard Wainwright ahead of Jamie Wainwright.
Stacked that field, isn't it?
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, it's a proper British championship.
I mean, that's your fault. That's what you've done.
I know. It's only going to get bigger and better. We got some plans.
Oh, that's good. I'm liking the sound of that. I bet you it was good to just see that Suzuki out there, Wob. So
I love a yellow one. I love a yellow one.
No surprise there. Yeah.
I do like a yellow one. Half of my bits are on that thing.
That's good to see it.
I've been having Rob Hooper down my place twice a week for the last.
Oh yeah, well I think you would literally everybody be wanting to call in, haven't you?
Well, I think the whole motocross industry owes me a box of chocolates at Christmas. There's been a lot of money spent.
You can't get through them. Pass some my way.
So the overall win there, sorry just to cut in there, but yeah, Sam Nunn secures the overall win in the individual categories there, with Tom Grimshaw also securing second place overall. Third was Josh Coleman, but he dropped it there and actually must have had a mechanical, pushed it back. So fourth overall then would have gone to Jamie Law, who did put in a decent race there in 11th place. Although Louis Kessel was battling with him, but no, Louis Kessel finished behind him. So yeah, that's definitely the case then. Jamie Law secured fifth overall. But Sam Nunn, your overall winner in the teams. It was a JMR 101 squad. They absolutely rubber stamped it. I got to be honest with you, my maths are failing me on the rest of them.
Doesn't matter. We know the winner
we'll sort it out.
Yeah, that whole drop of race thing gets right confusing.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters. We know who won it. We'll tell you who thinks second, third later on.
Good for them.
Wobbles, we've now got the Evo 125 coming up. Brownie, he's had an indifferent weekend. Obviously,
is he going out or not?
I don't know. I was actually going to ask you that. You're not sure. You've got your team over there working on stuff and whatever. But
Brownie has had an absolute nightmare this weekend. He just can't get out of his own way. If it wasn't for bad luck, he wouldn't have any at all.
Yeah, I can't see him because he would be lining up in the top 5. Yeah, I can't see the number 100 at all.
No, that's not him, is it? No.
That's not.
He doesn't wear it.
That's not his helmet.
No.
I don't think he's going out on it.
No,
if I'm honest, because I think he wants to go out.
He likes to win, and when he's not winning,
he is a competitive dude. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And we do the very best we can for any of our riders, but Brownie, I got a special place. Me and Mike go back a lot of years, and he knows we're doing the best we can. I know he's doing the best he can, because that's the thing with Mike. You don't ever go home thinking, "Ooh, he didn't try very hard."
Oh God, no! You're never going to get that. Definitely not. So
what number's Nunny? Is he in this?
Yeah, he's there. 23.
He's got the
how's he been looking?
Well, he looks great.
I haven't.
Sorry, you mean his actual performance?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the style, mate.
I haven't even looked up from my tent.
Oh dear.
Yeah, camel yellow kit, and Nunn has had a 6th, a 5th, and a 4th. Overall he lies 4th overall. He's about 6 points back of Matt Bayliss, who currently stands on the edge of the podium there in 3rd. But your overall leader with a perfect score of 3 points is Neville Bradshaw at the moment, with Brad Anderson on 7 in 2nd. So it's close between Ando and Bayliss for 2nd, as the Evo 125s are go, and a rocket ship out of the inside rut there from Neville Bradshaw.
Again, Ando trying to get round him, but not quite. So it's Nev again. I'll tell you what, this new beard.
He's going to be keeping it.
Yeah, that's what's done it, I reckon.
Yeah, the aerodynamics there, and in 30, it's a great start from Jordan Carter. He currently lies 8th overall, but he was 5th earlier today, so he's been showing some great pace on the Sunday here. So yeah, he obviously found the magic sauce at the bar last night. But yeah, number 60 is second though now. Brad Anderson just comes through. I think he just pushed past Carter there into second place. But Bradshaw looking fantastic. And then the classic Ando style over there ahead of Jordan Carter. And I think behind them, there's Nunny about 7th in that distinctive yellow camel bib. But yeah, behind them, well, I knew it's a 1989 Honda. That's the best as I can do.
I think they're all on 1980. It's like a single manufacturer challenge
That's
cup.
what we just said. We had Roger Harvey in there earlier. We said you should get behind this and sponsor this class because there's literally only about another 3 other bikes out there of a different model.
Jesus. Yeah. I don't think Honda are selling those anymore.
No, that's the trouble. We did speak to him about that for sure. So, Robs, yeah, as you said, it's been such a great weekend. The whole thing, the atmosphere and everything like that, is that something, obviously that was the idea, I guess, with the event, but it's taken hold so much. You as a bike builder and what you've done with the whole Evo scene, I mean, it must make you proud. Not just the event. What I mean by that is the amount of people that are now restoring bikes, whatever. They come into your channel and seeing what you do and whatever. You've played an integral part of that. It must be cool to think that, like, you kind of set a trend. Not only with the event, but what you're doing with Doc Wob-TV and all those things.
Yeah, I mean, like the media stuff is all new to me. I'm not comfortable doing it, I've got to be honest. But, what bothers me is there's always an expert out there, and all I can do is show people how I do it. I've been doing it a long time, and I'm not saying I'm the best or I know anything more than anybody else, but I'll just show you how we do. The thing with the event is atmosphere is great. What I hate about it is I'm so wrapped up in running the bikes, I don't even appreciate what happened until the day after.
Yeah.
It's just, like, this is the first time I've been over this side of the track. Well,
but it is, yeah.
And I'm so, even when things are going well, you just...
So much to do,
Yeah, with Tommy not in our truck, he's in the Revo truck, a couple of trucks down, and you're checking on his mechanic because he doesn't, bless Luke, he's never worked on a 2-stroke. So, we have to go over and just help him and check out, and Bowers is breaking his thing, and I mean, Zach has been the easiest guy this weekend, but I mean, last race we got first and second, and I'll take that.
Yeah, for sure.
And like Mike's still messing, well, not messing, he's still adjusting jetting and gearing, and he just cannot get out of the gate. I don't know why, but he'll be all right.
He'll be all right indeed. So as we're just watching, one other thing before we just move on and talk about more about the race order and that kind of thing, you also must find it. It's difficult, right, when you're doing this event as well. The other thing that must make it so hard is that everybody wants a piece of you. And so it's a real tough balance, isn't it? Trying to walk around the pits, wanting to talk to everybody, show to be polite when you're just like, I've got to be here, I've got to be there, I've got, and stuff to do.
It's really hard. I mean, like, I'm absolutely blown away by the amount of people who want a picture, autograph. I can't imagine what it's like to be Papa Phone.
Yeah,
like,
I'd hate it.
I'd hate it. Walking around Tesco's with people bugging you, or just looking at you funny, aren't they?
That's why I don't go out.
And it's really weird, but
looking at you like that.
It's so cool. The amount of people who say they see the TV stuff we do and taking pictures. I mean, the beer tent, people are a bit braver in there, so you can't go 10 foot before. And then, of course, I dread to think the pictures that are going to come out for Friday night. Cause
well, you were getting brave in there Friday night.
I know. I don't dance around normally, but people kept buying me drinks. I got the dreaded flavour.
So I saw you just as you were going in there, and I can't repeat the exact words, but it was something like, "Sod this." I'm like, I've got to grab this moment of enjoyment while I can. And I knew you had stuff to do, but like I saw you go into battle in the beer tent.
Yeah.
And in there you stayed.
I did. I got the flavour, and I was in there for the evening, and then turned the lights on. I'm like, what's going on? We've already been in here 5 minutes.
Brilliant stuff. And if you're hearing some crowd noise behind, it's because Brad Anderson is on the case, crowd favourite, and he really is charging towards the back wheel of Nev Bradshaw, trying to deny the South African a clean sweep of all 4 races. They're coming through now. Is this only the second lap? They've only got 1 on the timing screen, so we'll have to check on that. But we saw Matt Bayliss there work his way up into 3rd place. coming across the stripe now. Oh, yeah, right. It is the end of the second lap, so there we go. Time flies.
Really? Yeah. So there was a problem with time. Yeah.
But no, that's all there. So yeah, Bradshaw is from Anderson, just 1.6 seconds between the pair of them, and really scrapping out now. Matt Bayliss moved past Jordan Carter to go up to third place there. Carter now has Carl Nunn all over his back wheel, so that might be a good scrap between the number 30 and 23 if we can get it through there. Shane Holmes, also the Welshman, on the case there in 6th place, the number 5. Darrell Bolter, Jordan Bars, Jim Davis and Ryan Allen round out your top 10 at the moment. There is Bayliss in 3rd, trying to catch up to Ando. He's got through 4 seconds to catch up there. And here is Carter, and there is Nunn right behind him. So this is your battle there for 4th place, the closest battle in the top 10, with Shane Holmes also trying to get onto terms with those 3 in the overall reckoning. It's Bradshaw from Ando, that bit's easy, and Bayliss is also making it easy by staying in 3rd. Browner was 4th overall before he had to crash out of that last one, so he's no longer there. It's Carl Nunn that's looking like 4th overall is his own, but he's going to have a bit of a battle on with Jordan Carter in this race, and Carter's trying to raise himself up after a poor second moto.
Wobbles, I got a question for you. I know you're gonna not be able to answer it sort of directly, but obviously some of the names we got coming over. Just did the rider parade. That was amazing. Spoke to some names, obviously big names. Ryan Villapoto. He said no matter what, whether he races or not, he's just falling in love with the event.
Yeah, he talks like we. Yeah. It's like all our event. He's like a part of it. And he is. He's integral part of it, I'm sure.
So you got like riders like that, and I know you and Dave work tirelessly on like who you can bring over. Of course, you've got to get that balance right of like expenses or sweet talking, however you do it. Dave's a pretty influential guy. You are. Is there anybody on your wish list? Like obviously there's loads of good riders. As we've been doing this commentary, we're talking through, and I said about somebody wearing the No Fear kit and looking like Kevin Windham, and then it just swept over me, didn't it? Earlier on, I went, "Oh, K-Dub, wouldn't it be awesome to get K-Dub?" Do you know what I mean? So, like,
I've got a meeting with Kevin.
Oh yes, come on, Kevin. So if you're watching
talking
this,
Yamaha, Suzuki, or Honda?
He'll have to be on a Yamaha.
I want to see him on a Suzuki. But either way, just
maybe we can slot.
I thought that'd be a perfect unison.
Yeah, maybe that'd be a call. I've had a few people put some calls into Kevin, and he's on the list.
I mean, you must get this all weekend, like people saying to you, "What about him? What about him?"
The most annoying thing, I've got a good name lined up, and you told me I can do a press release.
But you can't.
But until that plane ticket's booked, I ain't saying no.
Okay, well that's good. But yeah, it's a work in progress. It's always going to be in it, like adding names and riders.
Yeah, we just got to be careful we don't go too big, because we've outgrown the venue if we're not careful. And the last thing you want to do is jeopardise it with the council or the health and safety people. Right. We've had to have the health and safety guy who does Glastonbury helping us. Wow. Talking to the council.
That's a level, isn't it? That's like making another city, that thing.
So he knows the talk to tell the council.
Sorry, I just gasped that Ando absolutely throwing a massive clicker over there. Anderson is putting everything into this. He's still got this lap plus one more to go to try and chase down Bradshaw. He was about level pegging with him on the lap times last time. Bradshaw's riding superbly, but yeah, Anderson has got the crowd behind him as well, and
as he always does.
Yes,
like,
of course,
like proper crowd favourite.
Just that amazing style. I'm sure his elbows just don't bend a certain way. It's just, they only stay in one place.
His arms are being put on backwards.
I think he's having the same kind of weekend we're having.
Yeah. But we were talking about, like I said, max capacity. Just that gives some highlight, because I spoke to Dave yesterday. We run the VT on here, saying about like the attention to detail behind the scenes that people will never understand. Like particularly in this modern day and age with health and safety and post-COVID, Brexit, all of that. It's such a massive undertaking in it that goes on.
It is, and we do a lot of stuff that we don't directly benefit from. For example, the show and shine. What that does is it gets people in early. It gets them spending with the vendors. Not us, we don't make a bean. It's free to enter, but we get prizes from Kawasaki UK, Honda UK, Suzuki, all the manufacturers, so they're all taking interest.
Yeah, that's good. That is really sweet.
Like we had Mark Yates from Revo here yesterday, and
I mean it's in their interest, isn't it? Because they're all buying parts from the manufacturers, so there is money going to those.
The only trouble is the manufacturers can't do anything out of race budget because they don't make these bikes anymore.
Yeah, sure.
But it can come out of promotion budgets. So.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's always tight, but Yamaha this year approached us. Steve Gutridge from Kawasaki's here, so he's
seeing it.
He's experiencing it, exactly. So
one lap to go then for Nev Bradshaw. He holds the lead at the moment. It was 1.8 seconds, near enough. It's now 1.7, so he's just holding Ando back as much as Brad can pour into this. He's not quite able to get onto terms with the number 272. Bayliss is holding on to a solid third place. A pretty lonely race for him after his first lap pass on Jordan Carter. But the battle between Carter, Nunn and Holmes was close last time around. And we just see if we can either pick them up on our cameras or as they cross the line. They're not yet, so they're quite a way back.
Ando is there, man. Like,
he's right on him.
He's close.
He's close. He's
that ain't no 1.7 seconds.
No, it's not. He's close. He's close enough to strike. That's the point. He's getting into that point now. If he can get another 2 bike lengths, I would say about 2 bike lengths up and down these hills, he's within striking distance to have a run up the inside. I mean, it would be a bandside move, but that's Brad all over.
Ando would never do that.
No. He'd play it conservative and safe,
Well, we were waiting there for the 4th place rider, Jordan Carter. He's 20 seconds down on Bayliss, but he has only just got ahead of Shane Holmes, and Holmes has passed Carl Nunn for 5th place. So, yeah, that one is shaking up the order in this race, but the overall is still pretty well set on the podium. You're looking at it. It's Bradshaw from Anderson from Matt Bayliss, but yeah, Ando trying to deny the perfect score.
Nev's a competitor, mind, like he won't.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He ain't backing down.
No way. I think he's broke him.
I'm going to say they ain't going to catch him now.
Yeah, me too. I can't see it from there. Nev's got so much experience.
Mind you, you've got to be pressured. You know he's coming.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got to be looking over your shoulder thinking, when is he going to have a go?
It must be the hearing him snorts. Must be the worst one. He's there like a bull in your ear.
I get nervous when Brad Anderson's behind me in the pits.
He's a racer.
Yeah.
The look in his eye when he told you when you're interviewing him that he's going to have it. That's just absolutely bent. That says it all.
And he means it, doesn't he? That's
he really does.
Yeah.
Really does.
Yeah.
I mean, you know he's going to be frustrated by the team races scores that he's had this weekend, and obviously had that problem in the second race yesterday. But yeah, he's charging down, but you can't deny Nev has got the better this time. He was second. He was the winner overall in this class after problems from Mike Brown in one moto last year. But this time it's a perfect weekend for Nev Bradshaw. 4 out of 4. What a result! And he feels it. Stretches the arm, gives it some air time. Ando gives the flag man a wave, and that is a second place for Brad. And then we look for the number 11 of Matt Bayliss to bring it home to secure a 3rd overall as well. So they will be your podium men. And then, 4th overall was looking like Carl Nunn, and I think that's pretty solid as well, despite losing a couple of places late on. But Jim Davis and Shane Holmes, in fact, looks like, Holmes has nicked 5th overall from Davis with that nice ride up to 5th place. And Carter, there goes Matt Bayliss finishing it in 3rd. Jordan Carter, Carter and Holmes are together. This is for 4th place, coming into the last couple of corners. Carter can't leave the door open.
I think he was too far back to go for the big... I was going to say, just say it, T-bone. Sorry. I'm going to start talking 90s terminology. That's pretty 90s to bring out. Wobbs, it's been a pleasure having you in here. I saw you yawning there. I think Friday night in particular is starting to take...
That was not a smart move. That was not the smartest thing I've ever done.
And I also want to thank you for bringing this event to us. The incredible effort you've put in with Dave and all the team, obviously wife Claire, your whole family, everybody. Long may it continue. As you know, you've got some plans up your sleeve. We're not going to push you on them now, but there's more to come. Let's just say that.
There is. There's a lot to happen. We've just shook on a deal today, which we'll be announcing shortly, and then moving forward, we've got a few things in the pipeline. Not everything works out, but the deal we've done today is done.
Yeah.
So.
And I hear that, without going into too much detail, there's also some little ideas outside this event as well that's going to be happening.
Yes, there is, my friend.
Yeah,
yes, there
good
is.
stuff. Okay, well, we'll let you get back to it. You're going to be, as soon as you walk out this van, you're probably going to be swamped. So thanks, Wobbs. And again, just credit to you and the team.
No, we can just thank everybody for coming. It's just humbling to see the interest and the people who make the effort. Some of these bikes are just they're not easy to build. And it's expensive, time consuming, and it takes a lot of commitment. And it's awesome to see everybody getting so fired up for it.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just go and buy a new KTM, stick a set of stickers on it.
No, absolutely.
This is time consuming and expensive, and these people have just all gone the extra mile. It's awesome.
It is. And all of you fans out there, if you can't buy Wobbs chocolates for Christmas, at least get him a beer.
No more beers, no.
No more beer. Okay. Good stuff. There you go. Doc Wob, one of the promoters there with Dave King and the Langrish team. Here we go. What we got coming up next? We have the Ultra Evo 03 to 8 any age rider. We're going to go to a quick, very, very quick advert, if we can get one in, before we
G'day
drop the
guys,
gate on this
Toby
one.
Price, rider for the Red Bull KTM Factory Rally Team and 2x Dakar winner. And this is my signature series Airbrake MX goggle. So this is my second signature goggle. Main points are that we've gone the green and gold theme. I'm always out overseas racing, so I'm an Aussie through and through, and green and gold's our colour. Onto the band, we've got the nuts on the side of it. The theory behind that is we're out in the desert going nuts and wide open full gas, so that's kind of where it came from. Onto the back, we've got a band that's got my TP embroidered into it. We've got a Southern Cross printed into this side of the goggle. And last but not least, the Oakley Prism Black lens. It's for that high, real strength in the light, and that basically kind of dulls it down. I can see the best out there in the deserts. But I love the look of my new goggles. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Let's go, Team Oakley.
Doc Wob. We've got a lost child here, I believe.
Here we go then. This is the Evo Ultra Class 2003 to 2008 model year bikes, or any age of rider. So we see quite a few riders come back out from the Wright Engineering National race for this one, and that includes there Sam Nunn, Tom Grimshaw. It's Grimshaw that leads overall because Sam Nunn had an issue in the second race yesterday. He ended up finishing 9th after a first lap crash it was. So yeah, Nunn a little bit further back. He's currently lying 3rd overall. First is Grimshaw on a grand total of 7 points. Of course, it's smallest total wins. Second overall right now is Liam Garland, who's had much better luck in this one. He's had 2 seconds and a 5th. He's 2 points back from Grimshaw. Sam Nunn is there in 3rd place overall on 11 points, and he's racing number 365 in this one. Garland is regular number 24, and Grimshaw keeps his number 21 from the team race. I'm guessing it's pretty much the same bike. It is, I know it would be a newer bike, of course, yeah. And then 4th place overall is Liam Knight, who's doing well. He's on 12 points, so he could be battling to get onto the podium here.
Just seeing Toby Lightbound is out there as well. He's running, he basically works for brands like Bell, Oakley. No wonder he's running all the 24 stuff. He's got the cool, there he is there with that ridiculously cool Moto 10 on and the blue Oakley goggles dead centre.
Nice.
He's always a good starter. Let's see. Oh, he's not
not
on an Evo bike, he's not.
Somebody hit the gate there as well. I'm pretty sure I saw somebody's front wheel staying there. Nunn tucks up the inside. It's a good start for the 192 there, Ben Gillett. So he is properly holding on there. Gillett had a good start in race 1, and here is Nunn with Brad Pocock absolutely sending it up the inside. Well, not content with wiping out half the field in the first corner of the earlier race here today, he's just caught and caused a yard sale in that 3rd corner. So wow, Brad Pocock, and he's put himself right at the back of the pack. He had a good day yesterday.
And he's going straight out with the whole front end's twisted. Look at the back end. Look at the back end all twisted up.
That's completely wrong. 4th and 3rd yesterday, but 17th in race 1. And I'm guessing this is one big fat DNF.
A bit too hard, a bit too eager in the 2 motos today, Brad. I think it's, let's just say, overzealous.
I would be raging if I was Ben Gillett. I would be absolutely fuming at Brad Pocock with that move. So yeah, sorry Brad, but yeah, that was just a little bit too much. Oh, crikey. Well, I've probably done a move like that myself. I know I've had it done to me. Here goes Sam Nunn up the hill then. It's the JMR 101 boys again. No team race this time. That's done. They'll be on the podium for that. So these guys are now looking for a second slice of podium pie this weekend in the Evo Ultra class. And yes, it is Nunn on 365 ahead of Grimshaw in 2nd, number 21. So yeah, this is how it runs at the moment. Now Nunn, this wouldn't be enough for him to nick the overall from Grimshaw if Tom stayed there. So Tom is looking to secure the overall win in that position at the moment. We'll have to see where Liam Garland is emerging after this first lap if they go through the timing screens. But it's Nunn from Grimshaw at the moment on those stolen brand bike Yamahas on the Kapski screen present Yamaha.
Yes, that's
in
right.
The case of Sam Nunn, who just parks with him.
Yeah, Sam just had a little moment coming down that steep hill. He just got his weight a little bit too far, landed a bit nose down. Maybe a little reminder of just how much respect you got to show this circuit. But he's really great. Honestly, I really like Sam. I always have done. He's quiet in demeanour. He just gets on with it. Never complains. He gives it his all every time out. And he's had, we said, some bad luck. And I really wish that his luck would turn around at British Championship level at least. And maybe, you know, get him out on the two-stroke. It might change his fortunes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, we did hear that a little bit last night. A few people were saying to me that, yeah, they might just try a two-stroke in the MX2 class. Of course, you can run these bikes now in the MX2 category against the same capacity four-strokes. They're not being developed at the same rate, so it kind of keeps it competitive. But yeah, some of them, like Sam, seems to just go really well on it. It just seems to just suit him down to the ground, flicking it around, really enjoying it. And but Grimshaw is giving him some pressure. They came across the line about a second apart. Jack Brunel is in a solid third at the moment, number 155. Liam Garland is holding down fourth place, sorry. So he's looking to pressure Jack Brunel there. So Garland in fourth, Liam Knight fifth, Ross Hill in sixth, Luke Kennett seventh, Jake Preston eighth, Charlie Hamlet ninth, and Mitch Armour in 10th place. And yeah, Brad Pocock has failed to register. His brothers Brett is 11th and Matt is 13th.
A lot of good racing going on back then. If you look at these, some of the riders further down the field, it's a stacked out class, and most of them have stayed with it. I mean, we haven't lost too many starters. As you go into day two at any event, not just this event, you know, you get people going out with injury, bike problems, particularly at an event like this. You would have thought bike goes wrong, can't fix it, can't find the parts to fix it. We've virtually got still 40 riders going out in this last moto, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, as it stands at the moment, if Grimshaw, if it all stays like this, Grimshaw's in the position for the overall win. But Sam Nunn would also nick second overall off of Liam Garland if it stayed like this. Liam's podium position is not under threat because Liam Knight is just behind him. So I guess it is slightly under threat there.
Sam,
whoa, that's careful. Very tricky there. So Grimshaw looking to capitalise, looking to strike while Sam is unsettled. Oh, it gets close there, but Nunn goes for that classic outside to inside up that hill that works so well. We've seen quite a lot of riders take that line, bouncing around there, struggling for traction out of that corner.
It really does look good. Almost bordering on his style, looks a bit different than on the four-stroke.
Yeah,
he seems to be in a more upright position. His head is like, he just looks more natural on the bike right now than I've seen Sam for most of the year. So good for him. There's the one of the other Pococks. That's Matthew, I believe, or is it Brett?
Yeah, Brett. Number 117 is Brett. Yeah,
that's
he's
Brett,
just battling with Luke Oldfield. In fact, I think that might have been Luke Kennett who's up there. That was the number 100.
Yeah, well, we saw Luke with the disappointment in one of the other races earlier today when his bike stopped. He's thrown his gloves down. You know.
Disappointment is the biggest understatement of the day for that action there. It's quite nice being stood up, Jeff, isn't it?
It is.
Definitely worth a
we're going to put any request in to improve production. Can we get 3 comfy stools, please?
Murray Walker style. We're doing Murray Walker, Martin Brundle style here. So, yeah, Grimshaw continues to hassle Sam Nunn for this race win. Grimshaw has had a third, a first, and then a third again. And Nunn with the 2 race wins there. So I'm sure Grimshaw would like to even up in the race wins and not just let Sam Nunn say, yeah, if I hadn't fallen off, I would have won. So, yeah, here it is. It's a great battling here, and they're going to have great laughs about this as they go back into the camper van together.
It's classic. It's almost, I'll tell you what this is, actually thinking about it, this is almost like a victory parade. Because these guys, well, they have, you know.
Grimshaw, and has Nunn got a problem? Grimshaw launches past, and Nunn suddenly slowed.
Oh no, just when I was saying it's going to be a victory parade, because these guys, we've worked out are the right engineering national champions.
Yes, absolutely.
So we got all 3 of them in the top 3.
Yeah.
So Garland, there's Garland going to go past. So we've still got all 3 of them in the top 3. But
I don't think for much longer. No, you're right. What is wrong with Sam there?
Could be carb, fuel issue, electrics maybe, but it doesn't. I think obviously it's motor. It's not anything outside of that. I think probably an electrical issue maybe.
Yeah, he's still got half the race to nurse at home as well. It's not like he can just ticket it around for one more lap. He's still got lots more to do.
So who was on for the overall? Ben, you might have already mentioned it.
Yeah, so Grimshaw's in front by 2 points from Garland. So Garland, even if he passed Grimshaw now, he'd need someone else to get past Tom to grab the overall win away from him. But he gets my win on my vote for the style win, because that bike looks absolutely gorgeous in that white and purple. And yeah, he's there in second place as Liam. Had all his bad luck in the JMR 101 races, but he still managed to help the team to bring that title home from this weekend. And yeah, Garland now chasing down 4.5 seconds between himself and Grimshaw, and we'll try and follow the progress of Sam Nunn. He has crossed the line 3 seconds behind Garland, and the lap time that time was a good 9 seconds slower than Grimshaw. So that's how it goes there. And yeah,
he's still, like you say, holding in there, but Sam is going to push him down. Such a shame, because he was having such a great ride. And again, just that bad luck. He gets a lot of it, but you just got to keep your head down, Sam. One day that bad luck will turn into good luck.
Yeah, quick shot there of Jack Brunel, who's dropped to 5th place, in fact, as Liam Knight is now only a second and a bit back from Nunn. We're not sure if Nunn can stay under power or not. Charlie Hamlet's up to 6th place there. He's just ahead of Jake Preston. Nice to see a good shot of Jake on that stunning Yamaha. It's got the old American style yellow with the black speed blocks, and yeah, he's actually put that sort of like white on green number there, which a very similar look to what Ken Roxon ran.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was again an anniversary for the guys, but they kind of rolled out another one now. That was the kind of yellow and black theme that they had going in America. I never really understood why they had yellow and black Yamahas in America and we had white ones. Couldn't really ever work that out.
I think it was a link to the road racing team.
Right, okay.
So when it first started off, and that's somebody come to a halt there. Number 101, we all check the list. Luke Kennett, that is, that's trying to kickstart.
It was on an SR75 Suzuki, so I'm not sure if that, I think that might be a wrong number on their back, Ben.
Ah, there we are then. Okay, fair enough, yeah, no problem.
That's what that will be there. That was definitely one of the, that could be Ben Millwood, I think.
Whoa, great battling going on there. And Charlie Hamlet sticks it up the inside of Jake Preston to keep him behind him. Meanwhile, Mitch Armour on that lovely number 5 Suzuki brings it up there. There's a waved yellow there with the rider right on the side of the circuit. And yeah, it's a proper 95 on there. So the Evo Ultra Class 03 to 08. But yeah, that's a really nice retro look to Mitch Armour's bike, and he actually goes past Jake Preston down the hill. So the yellow Suzuki passes the yellow Yamaha, and in the meantime Hamlet is trying to close in. Now that's a lap rider, number 172, is trying to get out of the way there, and some lurid start there from Mitch Armour.
I like the way, I tell you what, not only that, Jake on that yellow Yamaha, because he's wearing those red boots, it's got a bit of a Bob Hanna about it, when Bob used to wear those Scott boots, those ski boots.
The plastic things, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I'm sure that's intentional as well.
I reckon it probably
None
is.
of these attention to detail bits are by accident.
He's going even further back, like 70s retro.
I mean, that top there is that Mitch Armour's wearing is reminiscent of the old Jeff Hennig style, isn't it? Remember he used to wear the sort of gritty pants stuff? Yeah.
Thor actually brought that out a couple of years ago as a throwback to that era. So yeah, that's actually quite modern kit, but obviously looking like old kit. So that's really cool. And of course, Jake, when you're the owner of a graphics company, said he's been very busy coming into this, but owner of Spiral Graphics, you can sit there as a designer and you're just keep playing away with it, getting exactly how you want. So he's been a busy guy leading into this event. A lot of people buying Spiral Graphics for the weekend. Okay, we've got a faller down in the middle because there's it 922. That'll be where is he? That's Leslie Arthur, yeah.
Yeah, Leslie Arkiva. What's your name in it? I wonder if he's joined the Latvian crew.
Could well be, yeah.
Leslie's
probably
a very British name.
Yeah.
Arkiva not so much. Grimshaw looking and away in clear, 3.9 seconds between himself and Garland at the end of lap 4, so he's on the last lap, but Sam Nunn is still circulating in 3rd place. So as it stands right now, it's going to be the finishing order of this race is going to be your overall podium as well, with the JMR 101 boys, exactly like you said there, the sort of victory lap, if you like, with Grimshaw, Garland and Nunn looking to secure 1st, 2nd and 3rd overall. Liam Knight is 4th in this race, so that makes it very easy to determine he'll be 4th, he'll hang on to 4th overall as well. And Jack Brunel is 5th, exactly where he is in the overall positions there. So that's great racing from those guys. Just out of interest there, Ben Gillett, who had such a good start and then got wiped out by Brad Pocock. Gillett has recovered to be in 16th place at the end of the previous lap, just behind Matt Pocock, so he can take out some family frustrations.
I hope not. Tom, nice style over the finish line. Garland, oh no, I don't believe it.
I put an
extra sounded like Victor Meldrew then. I didn't intend to.
No,
I literally
Sam.
I was that gutted for Sam. Look at the ejection. When is he going to get some luck?
I mean, it's
Sam, we was thinking of a 1, 2, 3, wrap up, parade lap for the right engineer winners.
Dear,
Obviously, as an overall result as well, he had an issue obviously in the race which lost him the lead. Whatever that bike issue was, it's obviously now made the bike give up the ghost. Gutted, absolutely gutted for Sam Nunn. Listen, I know what he's like. He still have a smile on his face. It kind of laugh it off because that's his character and whatever. But when is the lad going to cut a break?
He'd have to console himself with the first individual award for the overall in the right engineering team race scenario. But yeah, that savage misfortune there for Sam Nunn means that Liam Knight will pop up onto the podium overall, which isn't bad going because Liam was a late replacement there for Dan Thornhill, who got himself injured. There's your top 10 for the race. Brett Pocock managed to pop across the line in 10th place, and bringing it home right now is Ben Gillett, who got up to 14th, passing Matt Pocock cleanly, we hope, and Sam Nunn there. Yeah, Matt Pocock's just brought it home in 15th, and Sam Nunn obviously having to push it home now. So there we go. We'll take a quick ad break, and then we'll return with the Evo Open over 30 class.
Right, here we are with a first-time rider of the Vets MXDN, Tyler Bowers. Tyler, you look at the bike, look at the weapon you got. How excited are you for this? It's a big deal for us in the UK. What's the vibe so far?
I mean, for me, I'm super amped. I didn't know what to expect coming over here. I didn't know how big this event was. So I knew, seeing pictures on social media and advertisement before, that I knew it was going to be a fun event. But to get here and really feel the environment and feel all the fans here, the English fans that are really something else. So and there's so many of them. So getting to ride a Doc Wob's KX500 it's been amazing. He helped me out a ton on my build the unit back in the US. So this bike's somewhat similar, and to be able to come over here and ride on the historic Foxhills on a KX500, 94 KX500, it's a pretty cool feeling.
You're making me excited. Us Brits, we'd like to think that we're pretty clued up. So we know that you're a hard charger. Your reputation from arena cross and all that, you're going to be, I'm telling you now, you're going to be in for a battle this weekend, and I'm sure you're up for it. You're going to be making yourself wide up there. Have you got sussed out who you think is some of your main competition yet?
I mean, man, it's going to be thick. I know for sure. So, I try not to think too much about the main competition. I don't want to hype myself up too much. You're going to get out there, and I kind of let things play out and see what happens, and then just try to do the best I can from there. If somebody's in the way, you got to move them.
See that straight away. I'm looking forward to calling the race, and have a great day. There you go. There's Tyler Bowers. He's ready to go out on this big KX500. Okay, there was Ty. It's not gone his way, and it hasn't gone America's way this time around, but it is another great addition to the VMXdN to have Tyler Bowers over here. Such a trooper. There we go. Let's just quickly cut back to, I'm just going to cut back to, while we're to get there, look at that. Sam getting a toe up the hill. I don't blame him at all. Obviously dejected, but he's tired. Don't want to push that bike back up there. So, as I said, I think he won't be too... by the time he gets back, he'll be gutted, but he's had worse luck than that in some national championships. But he's a talented kid, and I hope people keep supporting him, like Lee Webber and everybody at Crescent and whatnot, because I'm sure his luck will turn around. Right. Gate drop then on this one. This is the Evo Open over 30. And again, this hustle and bustle. Toomsy really wants this one, but Jack Brunel's right there. So Lewis Toombs, who obviously had an issue in one moto earlier on. Was it today? I think it was. I'm not sure. Ben's just gone away to grab some coffees. Much needed to get us over the line here. When he comes back, he'll be able to do the maths on letting you know who's going to be potentially on for the overall result. Maybe I would hear Roger Warren out the door here, whipping up the crowd. The reason you're now hearing him out, I think they had a technical issue with the microphones, the speakers over this side of the valley. They now have got them working again. So we've now got Roger in our ear as well. Great amount of guests that we've had in over the weekend as well. We'll try and grab some more as we lead into the international VMXdN race. It was really good fun to chat to Wobbs there, though, to hear about the event. Obviously, he's got some aces up his sleeve along with Dave and the team, but they're not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet. Also, Mark Chamberlain, who was in earlier on, so if you missed that, the announcement for the Team GB team is going to be announced on Tuesday. So looking forward to that announcement, although I will be honest, we did manage to squeeze it out of him before he walked out of here, so I'm sworn to secrecy of announcing the team. But looking forward to that and being a part of that as well with Team GB. Looking good for Team GB here in the international VMXdN race coming up later. Looks like we are going to be seeing the British team next year with numbers 1, 2 and 3 on their bike at this event. Meanwhile, two great competitors here, good friends. Lewis Toombs, always a good guy to chat to. Got to know Lewis as a youngster when he was on 85s and 125s racing the Red Bull Pro National back in the day. As I said, lives not too far away from me, or used to, down near Portsmouth, but now moved up to Suffolk and enjoying life up there as a family man, as does Jack now as well. All these lads now starting families, got young kids, but still out there enjoying their weekend, probably more so than when they used to race like really competitive as pros, because now it's more of a family affair. They come along. I've seen or heard so many of these riders saying, like, once you have a kid with you at the racing, it's a real leveler. You can, you know, have a bad race, you come in, be dejected about it, and then you can hang out with your kids, and it kind of makes you realize what's really important, you know, to make the most of it, what you've got, make these memories, which so many people are doing this weekend. It's not just the riders. It's been another brilliant weekend. We've had a few showers, obviously, but that's actually helped the track. That hasn't dampened the spirits here at all at Foxhill for the VMXdN. So the running order, let's get them up on the screen here. That was the opening lap. That's where we're dicing. You got Lewis Toombs leading the way ahead of Brunel, starting to pull away now from Carl Jones, the Welshman, ahead of fellow Welshman Ashley Greedy. Jamie Scoos there is in 5th. James Kensington, another rider from the southwest area. Steve Bixby from up there. Okay, we've got a flag out here. I'm just going to take that off. I hope that's not going to be a red flag incident. I'm just seeing on another screen here. Hopefully not. Let's get the timing back up. So yeah, we got, as I said, Steve Bixby from up there in Essex ahead of James Barnwell. Mark Sharman for 9th, and John Boy Barfoot. I still like to call him John Boy. Not a boy anymore, obviously, but John, a prolific career in youth motocross, went on to do race 125 GPs as well. Real character, JB. Spins the tunes as well. He's like part-time DJ. Now he's a full-time plasterer. He does what he does, but great stories. I love hanging out with John Barfoot. One of my good old pals out there. So it's good to see John still out there twisting it. Serious style back in the day, JB. Still got it now, but by his own admission, he's carrying a bit more girth and probably can't throw it around the bike around as much as he'd like to.
Wow, that was a yellow flag up there. And
it is a red flag incident. That's
cruising. Wow.
Okay, well, this one then, we'll have to call it, because I don't think...
it's Paul Bowen. Oh, sorry, I interviewed this guy for the show and shine, because that amazing Jean-Michel Bell replica Honda. Oh, that's bad news. Is it? Yeah, is it red or is it just waved yellows because they're back on the gas again?
Oh, okay. Take that back. No, it's not. It's not. Okay, so it's a medical flag. Slow down through that section, and we're back racing. The speed that they were coming up to it, I thought that they. Do you know what? Brilliant, because that shows. Yeah, where they're at and whatever. You know, like loads of experience. Just get through it. I think actually Lewis has probably been caught off guard there, because he probably thought that it's going to be like a red flag. Oh, and then he nearly loses the front end.
Oh, Ash Greedy getting stuck in there. And I'll tell you what, the two of these come past me just as I was outside the booth there briefly, and I was made me turn my head. They really are on the gas with these things. That 500 of Lewis Toombs was thoroughly on the pipe there. So yeah, Lewis, of course, yeah, not in the contention for the overall after a mechanical DNF yesterday in race 2, and yeah, so Lewis there, and also 4th in race in the earlier race today, the 3rd of the gap as he comes through and uses the 500 power to good effects up the hills. Greedy will keep it on the pipe though. That 250 is not short of guts itself. although it might be a little bit slower than the standard 250 two-stroke gas that he runs normally in the Michelin MX Nationals, where I think he's leading the championship in the expert class there. And yeah, so these guys are absolutely flying. But yeah, Brunel looking for the overall win with a second and 2 wins so far in the meeting. Second overall is Jamie Scoos, and I haven't seen Jamie since I come back into the booth there. But yeah, he's running well. And Carl Jones is third overall, the number 2 coming into this race.
Yeah, well, Carl's having a good one. He's currently in third, so well, maybe second. Has he gone into second now? Because last time around he was third across the line. But let's bring the timing back up to speed here. See, when the last time they over the line, oh no, he had dropped down to 4th. My bad. Yeah, so it's the first lap he was in third. So I refreshed the timing screen. Lovely bit of AX technique round there, wasn't it? Just a little hop and skip round the corner.
It's a class rider, chap.
Yeah, really even on a 500 Honda, just a little little blip of the clutch, a little bit of preload.
The way he just hops in this corner after the start straight, the way he hops into that.
Again, he's going to go really slow through here. We've got the medical flag out. Now, the ruling in the ACU handbook, by the way, is like basically a waved yellow. It says a significant reduction in speed. So if you've ever wondered, like AMA rules, when the medical flag out, they're not allowed to jump anything or whatever. Slightly, you know, they're still not going to jump anything, but the ruling over here is like a significant reduction of speed, which of course would mean similar thing, really, just worded differently. You're not going to go and launch a double jump or anything like that at that point. So that's the reason. So they're safely getting through that bit. Jack, as we said, looking immaculate. He'd have loved this weekend. As I said, he's cut his teeth racing indoor throughout Europe, done some AMA races, outdoor, supercrosses and whatnot. But over the last, I'd say like 4 or 5 years, you know, he rode outdoors for the AC United team.
Yes, yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's
he's
right on the case there. So yeah, Brunel is, let's say, he's had that AC United back in there, and he won the Airborne Gunner Supercross last year, and then went on raced a World Supercross with Eli Tomac next to him in the wildcard booth, which is an entertaining mix of characters, to say the least. And yeah, Jack is a great guy to talk to. Very personable, and also very tough as well, after the big battering he gave himself in the very opening night of this year's Arena Cross Championship, which of course was a British championship, all British for the first year. It was an amazing collision with Joe Clayton. We talked about it yesterday, and I still wince when I think about that, because they just jumped together, didn't they? Just jumped into each other.
I'll tell you what, it was a big old moment. It didn't do me any favours as co-host of the show, because I nearly blew my vocal cords out in the first race. I tell you, it was a big old impact.
It was the first heat race, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's it.
It really was.
First race of the first Arena Cross race I've ever seen live. Then, in that case.
Yeah, welcome to Arena Cross, Ben. Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's recovered from that, which is great, and he actually finished third in that British Arena Cross series behind Conrad Muse and Tommy Searle. So only those 2 riders, probably the best 2 in Britain at the moment in the National Championship. Although Josh Gilbert probably argue with me, but yeah, he certainly did very well in that series overall. And Brunel pop in that Honda, nice on the peg style. Lap 3 out of 4, and Ash Greedy has made his way up to second place ahead of Carl Jones. So looks like we've been an issue for somebody, and in fact, disappearing from our timing screens is Lewis Toombs down in 13th. He crossed the line, so Lewis had a problem again. So what a wretched weekend for Lewis after it started so well with a wonderful win over Brunel in race 1 yesterday. But yeah, now down into 13th place has got Lewis Toombs, and he's have to charge back from there. He's got 3 seconds to catch up to the 800 rider Mark Sharman just ahead of him there. But yeah, it's Brunel from Greedy from Carl Jones, and Jamie Scoos in 4th place. The overall looks to be going the way of Jack Brunel here out in front as we see him, and Scoos losing out to Carl Jones in this race, but he had a 6-point buffer over the number 2 rider, so he basically will still hang on to second overall, even if it stays like this with him just behind him. And in fact, Scoos has just passed Carl Jones, so that's properly making sure of it. He's just got through in that lap, so Scoos number 600 up to 3rd place. Jones in 4th. Steve Bixby's having a nice ride in 5th place. He's actually lying 5th overall for the weekend as well. And yeah, but Ash Greedy is...
there's Johnny Boy, number 11, John Boy Barfoot. We're going to try and pick up, if we can, in a short while. There's a good battle going on between Carl Jones and Jamie Scoos for 3rd and 4th. Rider number 2 and rider 600. We're going to get our camera operatives to try and find those guys. Sorry, the coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Yeah, because there's hardly anything between those guys. There is, well, last time around, Jamie was half a second, less than half a second behind Carl Jones. So that one's starting to heat up. Last time around they were, at least. So just behind Ash Greedy. Well, some ways behind Ash Greedy. Am I seeing something different to you, Ben?
Yeah, I think you're right. You've got lap 3, I've got lap 4.
Oh, for goodness sake. I'll keep refreshing this thing. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. My timing just won't keep up on my one.
Other laptops are available.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear. So yeah, no, it's because Scoos has passed Jones, is about 4.8 seconds ahead of him there, the 600 rider, ahead of number 8 War. Brunel nearly came to grief there with the number 112 Kawasaki man suddenly in his path, but he's got clear of that and is away and clear now. So Brunel looking very good. Greedy also in a good second. Greedy's got gradually better through the weekend, with 6th and 8th and then 3rd, and now looking at 2nd place here. But it's not going to be enough to lift him onto the podium, as Brunel.
Sorry, 1 to go. I thought it was 1 to go. Sorry, I thought it was checkers, but it's 1 to go.
Oh, it is 1 to go.
Yeah.
This is one of those races again, but I think they're going an extra lap.
Yeah, could well be. We've got timing issues.
Throw them in randomly at the VMXdN Foxhill. That's how it goes. You know, and occasionally now and then we'll just do an extra circulation.
You know, Evo racing. You know, bikes, modern bikes. They obviously a bit more reliable. Evo's not so much. So to get the whole theme of the weekend, we thought we'd try it with timing and technology.
90s.
Yeah, just get the whole thing going, the whole vibe.
Yeah, it is 90s. But yeah, Brunel, he won't mind a nice little cruising nap. Although he's run 2 straight races, hasn't he? So yeah, maybe he would rather not do this extra one. But there he is, out and away there. Ash Greedy still in 2nd place, 9.5 seconds back now. And then Scoos in 3rd, Carl Jones 4th, Steve Bixby in 5th. And the recovery there, John Barfoot's in a good 10th place. But I was saying there's a recovery on, but no, Lewis Toombs has completely dropped out of the reckoning, so he's not crossed the line after lap 3. So that's it. Lewis Jones is facing another pushback, just like he did in the 2nd race yesterday. So not quite sure what's happened there to Lewis, but whatever he's tuning that motor with, it didn't quite work, and she has cried enough. Now, going around this final lap. John Barfoot's moved up to 9th place now at the expense of Fraser Norrie. In fact, Norrie is dropping down the order, not crossed the line yet to start his last lap. Jordan Cutting pops into the top 10. 8th is John Robson, 7th James Barnwell, 6th James Kensington, and then the top 5 working upwards is Steve Bixby, Carl Jones, Jamie Scoos in 3rd, Ashton Green 2nd, and there is your leader, Jack Brunel. Love the way he pops over there, just on the pegs, nice and in control. It's carved out quite graphically, that section of track, hasn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, it has.
Really chopping up there.
As we said, Ben, one of the original parts of the layout when we first came here in, what was it, 83? Yeah, I think I was still a youth rider then, so I want to know. It's either 83 or 84, I think, was the first event here at Foxhill. So it was used straight away from then, but and we brought it back. It has been used for many years, that section. And even from those early years, it was still carved into the hill, obviously, so you could see where it was. So a race win for Jack Brunel, getting it done.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there from Brunel. We should there see the number 33, white numbers on green plates for Ashley Greedy. And it comes across, solid 2nd place. Thoroughly enjoyed his experience here this weekend. But he sadly will miss the podium unless anything happens to Jamie Scoos and Carl Jones in this sort of extra last lap that they've done. And through now, well, there is Scoos coming through in 3rd place where he was before. And now Jones just holding out a late charge of Steve Bixby. So Bixby crossed the line, literally 0.2 of a second behind. So Steve nearly making a late run there at Carl Jones. But there it is, your top 5 overall be Jack Brunel with 3 wins out of the 4. 2nd there for Jamie Scoos. And 3rd place for Carl Jones. Ash Greedy 4th overall, Steve Bixby 5th. And I think in 6th place, as he was in this race there, is the number 140 rider, James Kensington. So nice riding from the guys there, all safe and sound, and we hope that Lewis Toombs is okay. I think it was a mechanical, not a crash, but now we've got the Super Evo Open over 50s coming to the line. Here we are then coming to the line for the final time. Is the Super Evo Open class over 50-year-olds. So we have Alessio Coyote lining up nicely on the inside. The number 121 Yamaha, white with the purple seats, looking exactly like a standard bike of the day. I had a 125 of that exact year and model of Yamaha. And just like Coyote, I changed my pink magenta seat for a much nicer purple one there. And I think we even sprayed the frame purple as well, if I remember rightly. We had a good go at changing that bike around, personalising it. Joachim Carlson lines up next to him, the number 1 rider. Third one on the line there is the number 4 of the American Keith Johnson. And then Brian Wheeler there, number 8. And then the Ricky Johnson lookalike, Gary Hoptroff, looking good on that number 5 Honda. And a nice retro motocross Fox kit going on there. The red and yellow is a Kawasaki. Can't quite catch the number, but yeah, certainly a good effort. Doug Dubac lines up next to Hoptroff there in the Stars and Stripes crash helmet. And yeah, these boys. Oh, it's a big loop out from somebody. Sends the bike over the top. Wow, that was dramatic.
I mean, there's trying to get a whole shot, and there's trying to get a whole shot. Obviously, I don't know what's happened there. Whether he just forgot he was in gear. I've done that.
Oh.
I think a few people have done that. You think you're in neutral, and you let the clutch out, and clearly said rider wasn't. 961. This is your moment of glory. Well, 961 is Martin Beddoes. Martin is a front runner in this class as well. What on earth happened there?
He's had a really
Unless
good
his clutch
run.
is just gone. You know, because the clutches sometimes heat up and whatever, and then, like, you know, they don't work properly.
Wow,
Martin,
that is very, very scary.
I've always said to any riders jokingly, if you want TV time, either pull a whole shot, do an amazing jump or whip.
I'm shaking his head.
Yeah.
I love the fact he's being let back in the race. You'd be straight out the door with that one. But yeah, Martin was 8th in the earlier race there. He's not had a great weekend. He ended up going 16-12 yesterday, and he's 8th earlier today. So yeah, he's certainly one of the favourite contenders. But yeah, he doesn't want to be pulling too many stunts like that for sure. Wow, scary stuff. But they've got it all back together, all sorted itself out. Some guys, I don't think I've ever seen. I've never seen that in a race.
I've seen it before, but I mean that was quite dramatic. I mean, he really thing
like over the top
shot,
of it. Yeah, like, incredible. Wow, there we go. But they've quickly reset. 5-second board, and they are go. The over 50s. Coyote has the inside line again. Carlson not able to get the jump on the Italian to cart him off, and he goes through there. Coyote leads with Carlson right in the outside. Going to filter out just about into 2nd place, just ahead of Keith Johnson there. Yeah, there is Carlson on that RWJ Honda. Carlson ahead of Johnson, and Coyote has been so much faster in this class. Beddoes, a good restart, 4th place ahead of Wheeler in 5th. So fair play to that guy. It's Phil Lewis with the fantastic Motocross Fox Retro red and yellow kit. Almost Mako colours, but yeah, old Johnson looking for a nice move there on Carlson. Gets the power down on the big 500 Honda, and Beddoes comes out of that corner slowly. Wheeler passing him.
Yeah, Wheeler goes by. Interesting talking to Keith Johnson. We might be able to get a VT on that earlier on, so I won't say too much, but I spoke to him down there in the Riders Parade, and yeah, if we can get that VT, which we might do before this live stream's out, for those of you that don't know, Keith Johnson is basically owns and runs Southwick. And like he said, this is some contrast. Not almost the polar opposite, I'd say, of riding around Southwick.
Yeah, known as the Sandbox, of course, the American track there. It's in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some great names in this one. Carlson as well. Great to see him out there, as we mentioned before. But Coyote, this looks so cool. Just up on the pegs, effortlessly. Yeah. On top of that, of course, the bike looks cool. He's not even running any stickers on it. There's no like logos on it.
No,
it just looks like so cool.
It's that YZ logo that's
it's just dead stock. It's not stock. Obviously, it's got cool bits on it, looking bike. But regards of like sponsors or anything like that, none of that on the bike. Just looking like straight out the showroom.
Yeah. No, awesome stuff there. Second for Keith Johnson. Third is Carlson. A pair of those have pulled away and clear now. They are your overall top three as well. In that order, bizarrely enough, it's Coyote from Johnson from Carlson. Coyote a perfect record so far, and it doesn't look like anything's going to change there. But yeah, Johnson second and fourth yesterday, and then second earlier today, so he's right up there. Carlson with a third, a second, and a fourth through the weekend. And there's the fan club. Wow, where are you from? Let me guess.
Who are you supporting? Yoki actually had one of those hats on, Viking hats, when we interviewed him in the Riders Parade, so that was cool.
Oh, wicked stuff. And there is the familiar style of Alessio Coyote. It's wonderful to see it. It's wonderful just to commentate on this rider. Such a star in the 1990s. The second most successful rider of all time from Italy, after, of course, Antonio Cairoli, who came quite a few years after. But yeah, he raced the best of the 125 class there. Alessandro Puzar, Tortelli as well, when he started to come through. And yeah, Coyote never quite able to pull the results quite the same on the bigger bikes.
I'm just...
it's lush, isn't it?
There's so many riders, you know, as I said, if I was racing, I'd be in this 50-plus class. There's so many riders I'm in awe of, really. You know, just watching Doug Dubac come round that corner, just lovely, round the outside, up on the pegs, just popping down the hill. Doug's like, what is he, 60?
Yeah, he's got to be 60, yeah. And you see him walking around, and you think, how do you hang on to these bikes around this circuit? Because it's like, just talking to him there, there's nothing to him. He's so slight. He's such a shorter guy anyway, and slight, and it's like, wow, just amazing to see how he rides like that.
Let's put that into perspective. Like, 60 years of age, right? You know, you walk into any NHS, you know, like A&E room or whatever, or your local doctors or hospital, you know, you see people like obviously younger than that sat there, you know, of ill health and all that kind of stuff, and then still going strong, throwing a 250 Yamaha down at, you know, like a 1 in 10 or over a 1 in 10 gradient. You know, it's just massive respect for these guys, you know, being out there and getting themselves back to some kind of physical shape or whatever, or just keeping riding to keep fit. It's just, it's in your blood, isn't it? And like, it's that there's nothing. Listen, I'm not out here racing today. We obviously know that, whatever. But to me, there is nothing like riding a motorcycle. It's a utopia moment. When I go and ride a bike these days, I might not be racing or anything like that. I can't tell you what I think, but I tell you what I will know. I don't think of like work or troubles or, you know, I'm somewhere just out of reality and just in this lovely Zen moment, you know. You're just riding a bike, you're carefree. That's what makes it so good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just become a sort of person, don't you? You put the crash helmet on and the goggles, it just seals you out from another world, really. Exactly that. It's you flat out cannot think of anything else. You flat out cannot think of anything else as it goes, because it's just completely all-encompassing there. And I used to think of it as, when I was a kid anyway, certainly I used to think of it like a superpower. You put your helmet on, you just sort of turn into somebody else, and it's that sort of scenario there, whether it's just the kit, whatever. And but it does take it out of you. It does. It really does. It wipes you out mentally and physically there. And it's for me as a kid, I was a potential problem child at school, like really starting fights, being really angry, really nasty, and then this just completely mellowed me out. It took all my aggression away until the next race, of course, on the weekend. So just don't approach me on a Friday, I think was the main message usually. But from there, it's yeah, it's a fantastic sport to get into, and this weekend has been wonderful here to see these these older guys as well as the younger guys attack this course. And yeah, Coyote has just wrapped it up here. Just amazing style, making it look easy. And he's out there. He's won 27 Grand Prix in his time, 26 on 125s, and he actually won an MX2 GP in 2005 at Belpridge. And a little weird start there. He actually won. That's exactly where he won his first one back in May 1994. So yeah, won 3 for Honda, 10 for Yamaha, including that one at MX2 there at the end of his career, and 14 in total for Husqvarna, who took 2 of his world titles.
That's quite cool, isn't it? Bookending your GP win career, winning, your wins at the same venue. That's pretty cool.
11 years apart then as well. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the style of the man. Equal on Grand Prix wins with Dave Strybos as well, for a little extra bit. And there's a bit of a Strybos replica there. Now it's a bit later, isn't it? That, but yeah,
Terry House again in that cool kit. We like that, Terry.
Looking good in front of our launching starter there, Martin Beddoes. And I'm sure nobody will let him forget that if they've watched this live stream.
I actively encourage everybody that knows Martin to absolutely give him everything you got. Martin will take that in good jest, I'm sure. He's going to have a lot of fun himself now with messages coming in after this weekend. I'd like to see his phone. His phone's going to be lighting up after that. But he's ridden great, I don't know what happened there, little momentary lapse of concentration. I honestly think he just probably thought he was in neutral. I mean, geez, I've even done it in a van, queuing up to get on a ferry, and just literally rear-ended the van in front. I've had an irate guy come out going, "What the hell are you doing?" Screaming and shouting. Of course, me and my mates were in fits of laughter, which didn't help.
No. Nice little battle on screen here. That's number 17. Honda rider Tom Hemmelder there, just in front of the 28 of Phil Lewis. He's passed him on that lap, and that's a battle for 10th place going on. Beddoes is in 8th there, trying to attack Terry House in 7th. Andrew Watkins is between them, number 212, just briefly flashed by the screen there. My Welsh buddy up there, number 212. And then Doug Dubak is 6th, Guy Hoptrop in 5th place. With the top 3 still Coyote, Johnson, Carlson, and Brian Wheeler. And that is pretty much how it is in the overall as well. Wheeler's just not going to make the podium here. He's just a couple of points back from Carlson, so he needs to pass him and have someone else pass him as well. But yeah, so style there from number 17, Tom Hemmelder, in cruise mode on that Honda. Well, certainly looks like it anyway. Not looking like he's pushing massively. He probably is trying his heart out, but there we go.
All right, yeah, he'll probably watch that back and go, "Ben, I'm trying my best, man."
Stuff. Goes Coyote then. It is lap 4 for the Italian and the rest of the race as well. So yeah, not quite sure where Ryan Hunt is. He's had a pretty poor Sunday after a good Saturday. Actually can't see him on the screens at the moment. So maybe something happened with the bike.
I'll tell you what else, Ben, with this. It's great to see Michele Rinaldi over as well with Coyote. I'd like to see, hopefully these two will keep coming back. Certainly Coyote, it would be great to see him back year after year and riding, but maybe Michele Rinaldi can start to convince some of his old team riders. Alessandro Puzar, are you listening? Well, I'd love to see Puzar.
Those two on a 125 TM or something.
I would love it. Honestly, Puzar's style back in the day, he was that attack
in that corner, that very corner that Coyote went over, the corner that used to be up there. I think they've changed quite a lot over the years, but yeah, literally I was like 1992, my dad was trying to teach me how to race properly, and he would literally just said, right, I've seen Puzar come into this corner, watch him on the brakes, watch what he does, watch how late he leaves it, and all that sort of business. And he was just, I've never seen a rider look so smooth yet so
aggressive,
at the same time. Just incredible. Legs out there.
He had a very unique style. I mean, he was literally in this kind of like crouch position all the time. His elbows and his arms were so up.
Looked like he was made of elastic. It was incredible, really. But but
obviously Michele has worked with some incredible riders down the years. Donnie Smith being one of them. Bobby Moore. Even if we can get Bobby back over to do a parade lap or whatever. Obviously Bob Moore was part of that trio that year. It was Smith, Puzar, Bob Moore.
Won the first Grand Prix here. Exactly. He won it overall. Amazing stuff.
I would love that. There's another one to add to the list, Kinger, Wobbs. Interesting with Wobbs in here earlier saying he's got somebody lined up, but until he's on those flights are booked, he's not announcing it. I'd love to know who that is.
This will be entertaining stuff. I'm sure that they must just keep continually ringing people and trying to contact them. Yeah, I know my good mate Lee Ashby does that as well with his videos and what have you. Just this non-ending list of messages that he sends out to people to see who comes back, really. So yeah, Coyote on his last lap then, and consistently lapping well, about 4 or 5 seconds faster than everybody else, doing a 2:29.5 last time round. And he looks towards the crowd. That's lovely to see. Engages with the supporters there, giving him a round of applause on his last lap of the weekend. And it's good to see Coyote paying them back with a bit of a look over and a bit of a wave perhaps over the jumps. Not as exuberant as Tommy Searle's last lap in that previous spin when he must have been shouting in his crash up at the way he went around that last lap in the team race. And that is shortly to come. We got the Super Evo 125 class, over 25-year-old riders out next, and then it is the team race followed by the Super Evo Open over 35s to round out our weekend here. So we're just heading towards the last hurrah of the weekend as Coyote teases it around this final lap.
I'm just, again, not just looking how cool the bike is. I mean, the bike is so, the way he rides it, of course, as well, but the setup, that thing is handling so good. He rides it good as well, of course, but honestly, like I mean, look at it, like the suspension is just working perfectly. So, well, there's a lot of experience in that camp, in it, you know, Kelly Rinaldi with Yamahas, he knows his way around them. So there we go, it's brilliant to have him here. We hope he comes back with that Predator hair hanging out the back.
4 out of 4 for Coyote then. Wraps up the overall. We'll see him on the podium later for sure. Keith Johnson comes around on the Kawasaki to take 2nd overall in the class for the weekend. And then we're just seeing the Swedish rider there, number 1, Carlson. There's another rider between them, but that's a rider a lap down. So, yeah, Swedish lad. So, and a multinational podium going on there with the Italian from the Californian from the Swede, and then our local Gloucestershire boy, Brian Wheeler, brings it home in 4th, which is where he's going to finish overall. Doug Dubac is going to finish in 5th place overall, and sadly we've lost Ryan Hunt, but yeah, Doug Dubac is going to take 6th home ahead of Terry House.
Just want to show you this.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow. Did you just put in some video feed from 1993?
Yeah, no, not at all. You know, we haven't tampered with that. That's not, that's not CGI where we've dumped a load of people on there. That's brilliant. Right here, right now, Foxhill VMXdN 2023.
That gives me goosebumps.
Bloody brilliant is what I'll say to that. Okay, we're going to start stacking them up now for this opening moto. Well, it's not opening moto, it's the 125 is what I meant to say, sorry about that.
As I say, our next race is Super Evo 125, then it comes to the line, which they are doing right now.
Here we go then, Super Evo class, that's 1990 to 1996 model machines on 125cc's, and these are for riders of 25 years old or above. And so far, all races in this class have been won by number 329, Luca Nienhuis. He's been able to get the start or to get close enough to it and work his way through to take every win in the weekend. But he's not necessarily always been the fastest, because number 11, Rob Hollyoak, on that fantastic Coyote replica, Husqvarna almost, is been one of the fastest riders on track with the fastest laps regularly in this class. He was 6th in race 1 and then twice 2nd, so he's currently lying 2nd overall. it needs a bit of a miracle, or certainly a problem for Nienhuis, for Rob Holyoke to then steal the overall from him. But yeah, it would be great to see Rob Holyoke get that Husky out of the start gate alongside Nienhuis. We could have a proper scrap here. Also watch out for the number 15 of Brad Wheeler, Brian's son, of course. He is there just a point behind Rob, so if Rob has another poor start, Wheeler will be looking to put on a customary good one, because he can get out of the gate well, does Bradley, and yeah, he's there on 11 points, just a point behind Holyoke, and yet a point further behind him is Chuck Davis, and another point behind them is Bobby Zundorf. So watch out for those guys. It's number 15, number 22 on the gorgeous Pro Circuit Kawasaki, and yeah, number 283 is Zundorf. So yeah, watch for these guys. They're very close together. Who's going to be on the podium? Who's not? Super Evo 125s are go! Nienhuis has out-jumped by Wheeler, but managed to push his way inside.
Really hustled round that first corner. That was good by the Dutchman. He kept it locked up, and he didn't lose his cool. He just kind of got barged around, but he kept it so tight.
Andrew Lawton has taken the race lead there, and then behind him comes, I think it's Scott Matthew, is it, the 553, looking good there. So Andrew Lawton, who won overall last year in this Super Evo 125 class, with 2 moto wins there from the weekend. But, we just saw the number 22 go through there. Chuck Davis a bit further down the pack. We just heard one of our outside commentators shout at something, so we're not sure if it's still there. No excuses, just lift it. All right, sir, no problem. And there it goes. I can resist that t-shirt. Oh, Holyoke's hit the front, and that is probably what made our trackside commentators go a bit nuts, but it did. We've got what we wanted. Holyoke against Nienhuis. Whoa, Matthew nearly hit Lawton. I think he stalled it there. I think he might have stalled the bike there, did Matthew, because he just got so close to him. I think he just couldn't do anything but bring it to a halt. Yeah,
he kept it.
Oh,
kept it going. That would have been nervy times. That would have been nervous times. Scott Matthew coming down there then. Wow. But this is Rob's chance. You know, he's been wanting to win a race. He's had the speed to win a race. Hasn't been getting the starts, but this one he's made a good one, and he definitely looks like he's in the right era to me. The bike looks good. The kit looks good.
He looks like security.
Yes, he does. He does.
Almost, you know. And it's like, oh, Davis out jumping Wheeler down the hill there as they both close in. I think that's the 283. That is Bobby Zundorf. So these are the guys that are battling out for the podium spots. All these guys, it is between Wheeler, Davis and Zundorf. Those 3 guys all together. Holyoke's pretty much making sure of second overall. So it's one of these guys is going to get on the podium. Everyone else is going to be disappointed. Will Worden on the TM is right there as well, number 106. He's a few points further back in 6th overall as they went into this race. But as it stands now, Davis is there in front of Wheeler, but they're all chasing Bobby Zundorf, the rider number 283 at the moment.
Yeah, Will Worden looking, well, just the bike alone. Gotta love a pink TM, haven't you? Well, that's when they, you know, first burst onto the scene. Really cool stuff.
And Davis, I think there's been a problem there for Zundorf. He drops back there. Worden has got past Davis as well. It's all changing those few corners there. Lawton is getting chased down by this bunch, but they're all together. There is Scott Matthew as well. So it's Matthew that's behind them, not Zundorf. My mistake. Davis in front of Will Worden as they go through the valley there. Number 106 on the TM there that we mentioned on the show and shine earlier in the show. And yeah, Davis has got one behind him. Up behind them is number 1 of Christopher Bastick on that glorious Peak Pro Circuit Honda. And we just saw at the top of the shot there, might be a bit of action for the race lead because Holyoke was getting challenged there by Luca Nienhuis, the rider from overseas there, looking to attack and trying to hold on to his perfect record for the weekend. But this is the first time out of the 4 motos that Holyoke has got a start, and he's right up there. And yeah, he's pulled clear of Nienhuis there, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, I said Rob's chance. You know, he's desperate to want to win at least one race here. Looking over his shoulder. Spoke to him last night, as you do at all these events. You bump into so many people throughout the day. Particularly in and around the hospitality area last night. And I was talking to Rob, He's like, oh, it's been a good day. I've obviously loved it, but you know, I've got the speed to win, but I just can't seem to get it out the gate. Well, he's made a better start in this one, and he does look the real deal, I've got to say, the kit and everything. So I'd like to see Rob take a race victory here, at least here go home. You know, relatively happy that he took at least one moto win.
Yeah, absolutely. Although will still be the second overall trophy that will be on the in the cabinet from this weekend if it stays like this, unless any problems happen to Luca Nienhuis. But behind them, we also saw Brad Wheeler starting to hustle behind Bobby Zundorf. Wheeler's in the driving seat in that battle for third place overall, so he's not needing to pass them, but I'm certain that he would certainly still want to. Just getting scrappy. There they are in the top of the shot. You saw the four wheels all together through the air there, one after another, and that was the battle between Zundorf and Brad Wheeler. If we can hang back on the cameras on number 283 against number 15, that would be great.
It's Ben, you know, all the racing has been great this weekend, as we said. I think I'm just biased. I can't pretend I'm not. I can't. Just two strokes. They're just my thing. They're my area with most people here as well. But they just generate an incredible race. They do. It's different style of racing, and the 125s particular amplify that. You've got to keep the momentum going. You've got to keep these sweeping lines. You can be more aggressive and stuff on it. And we have seen across both 125 classes, I mean, great racing, top, you know, like top to bottom. It's just been an absolute pleasure. I mean, look at this now. I mean, case in point.
This is exactly it. It is continuing, and there are podium aspirations on the line here as well, because Davis on the 22, if he passes Wheeler, they're level on points for the weekend.
Brilliant.
And of course, last race decider. That would take it for Chuck Davis there, one of our show and shine judges with one of the most stressful jobs of the entire weekend. I think the amount of bribes and things that people were offering him for that must have been incredible. But yeah, so Davis there with Worden just in the background behind them. But they're all chasing that Bobby Zundorf at the moment. But Bobby, well, I'll tell you what, if if Davis passes Wheeler, then all three of them will be tied on points. And in fact, the podium would therefore go to Zundorf. I love the numbers, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Do a grand job of it, mate. Honestly, like you got it. No,
I'm going to double check.
I'm going to say, like, you got to love. This is the term. You got to love to want to do that. Put that into one word. Spells nerd.
Yes.
Yeah. You're self-confessed. You know, that's okay. Anorak, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. You know. And I'm glad you do it, because quite frankly, I'm too lazy.
Wow, this is pretty good stuff. So yeah, Hollyoak has got about 5 seconds now over Luca Nienhuis, and then Zundorf, Wheeler, and Lawton there. And apologies if I'm getting Nienhuis pronounced wrong. Any people with that native language then they'll be shouting at me, and I apologise. But yeah, we'll do the best we can. Wheeler still in front of Davis. Those two battling well.
Yeah, great. Just a brilliant battle, and the whole thing about it as well. Because not only that, I mean, look at the retro feel. They've both made the proper effort, you know. That's the other point. Obviously Chuck looks great on that Kawasaki, as does Wheeler, you know, going for that Cadbury's boost look. Great.
Yeah, stunning stuff. And yeah, as it stands, well.
It's getting tight, right?
If you added one there and you took one there and you carried the extra percentage of the third,
yeah,
they would all be on.
Ben's literally doing.
They would all be on 16 points.
Yeah,
that's it. And so it would therefore go to Zundorf because of the last race decider. Wow, amazing stuff.
Can we just make a note to production here? Could we please get an abacus put in the van for the next one?
Oh, but they've both got blown it right out of the water there. They've both got past. Zundorf must have made a mistake. The 283, yeah, there he is. He's behind both Davis and Wheeler now.
Get your pen.
Oh my God, what's that?
You've got scribbles going all over the place.
That's fine. No, Wheeler is in the driving seat now, well and truly. So yeah, that's exactly what he needed to see. So all of Bradley's Christmases would have come at once there, and got himself that third finger on that third overall trophy. Hollyoak looking good there for this moto win, which you see him on second overall against the winner of the first 3 motos this weekend, Luca Nienhuis. Put a bit of phlegm into that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, great shot, yeah.
Lovely that was. Great to see the crowd up there as well.
Brilliant.
Really nice to see that. I really hope we continue that trend with the British Championship.
To be fair, it's almost like there's no room anywhere else, so people have had to go around there to get even better view.
That's great.
Brilliant.
We always used to watch at least one or two of the Grand Prix motos there when we went with the family back in the day. So yeah, it's definitely a great shot to see. Sadly, it's not really feasible now to get down the side of those hills. Although we might have to if we increase the capacity of this event, you know, open it up like it used to be.
I think you might be right, yeah. It's not, I don't think the problem is getting the people around the track. It's actually now, obviously, modern era, bigger motorhomes. People like to come and camp on the weekend. Back in the day, more people would have probably come out and used the tent. It obviously takes up less space. Ben is still rocking the tent, keeping it completely Evo.
My whole accommodation is Evo.
But Ben's so tall, he's basically bought 2 one-man tents and stitched them together.
Yeah, no camper van will fit me. Right then, where are we? This is lap 3, last lap, I believe now. Yeah, there is the one lap ball. Thank you, Alan. Great bit of spend there.
Some good racing going on camera 3. I just noticed. There we go.
Well, this is that.
Look at that.
Now. Wow,
we pan out. Look at the crowd. Every time we pan out, they're still here. We've got 2 races to go. Nobody's left early.
No.
Nobody going to beat the queue. Oh, Dave Thorpe's left early.
Are you kidding me?
Probably got a hangover. He was having a good time last night.
He must have enjoyed himself on it there, yeah.
Hopefully he's got a designated driver on the way home and he's watching us on live stream as he's driving back to Devon.
Absolutely. Great stuff. He'll be getting warmed up for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, nice, Rob.
Really
nice.
Sweet.
He's enjoying it. Last lap, he's giving it some showboat.
Really sweet. I expect Thorpe's got his mind on the last rounds of the 2 national championships in the next 2 weekends. Michelin MX Nationals from Hawkston Park next weekend. Really looking forward to that. And then the weekend after, the Revo British Championship finishes at Monster Mountain. So that's going to be superb as well.
Saw Dan Thornhill there watching his mate Rob Hollyoak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on the corner there. What we're going to try and do before this next international VMXdN race, we did, as I said, the rider parade earlier on and some interviews. Basically, we doubled up while I was doing the interviews for everybody here as well. We're going to try and show a few of them before this next international VMXdN race. So when this one finishes, we'll quickly wrap through the results, and then we'll show you some VT from earlier on from the Legends Parade.
Nice. Yeah, some names were going around this circuit earlier on, and we'll see. Just behind the Flying Hollyoak here, we have got still got a tight scrap on for 3rd place. Wheeler and Davis. If we can get that action, that'd be great.
There we go.
You can see on one of our
Camera
shots.
3. Yeah, we're going to
Chuck Davis.
There we go.
Davis has passed Wheeler, and that now puts Davis onto the podium as it stands overall. Wow.
Look at that. All that dirt has been pushed to the bottom. Look at the blue groove going down that hill now in the braking zone. Boy, you don't want to be getting that wrong going down there.
For certain.
That's like basically throwing yourself down the M5 at about 50 miles an hour, but tilting the M5 on a 45-degree axis or angle. That's what that would be like. Or any other motorways, doesn't have to be the M5.
Other motorways are available.
Yep, other motorways are available.
Hollyoak there in front now with a 10-second lead over Nienhuis. This is the battle for 3rd place, and Chuck Davis has made it his own at the moment. No moto win for Chuck Davis this year, but he could well match, in fact better. He was 4th last year, so he has already sampled the just off the podium result, and now he looks like he's getting himself on the box. Big thumbs up from Rob Hollyoak. Fantastic. He gives his thumbs up to his employer there, Goggle Bob at the side. Thank you, mate. Brought that one home. Great work. But Luca Nienhuis brings it home in 2nd place for the overall win. And here comes Davis and Wheeler right up beside him in the last corner. And Wheeler not able to make the move. They come across the line fractions of a second apart. But that is it for the podium then. Chuck Davis with that 3rd place result. That adds to his 4th, 5th and 3rd from the previous races. And that will be enough to be on the bottom step of the podium.
Okay, we're going to go to a quick ad. We'll be back shortly with some interviews as well from some of the big riders. Mike, obviously tough weekend so far. You start as a favourite, after last year's performance, but it hasn't gone your way this weekend. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, it's been a tough weekend from starting yesterday, in practice. One of the bikes had problems, but part of racing, it's get you down a little bit, but I think it'll make you tougher next year. So I enjoy it. I always enjoy it. The spectators are great here. It's one of the biggest races for me a year, and enjoy riding this track for sure.
Exactly. You know, you're such a competitor. So now this event's growing bigger, and it is getting bigger. There's going to be more top name riders coming in, but I know you'll love that. You love that level of competition.
No, for sure. I'm a racer. That's for heart, for sure. I love racing. That's what I'm here for, and it doesn't matter who's here. I'm here to win, and you can guarantee I'll be back.
That's awesome. Give it up for Mike Brown, the hard-charging Mike Brown. RV, you have embraced this event in every sense of it. Almost honorary Brit. We're seeing you in the beer tent more than the regulars. How are you finding the weekend?
It's been unreal. You know, all the fans and the amount of people that have shown up to show support for Doc Wob and Dave King and all these racers too. So it's really amazing to see the support that this race is brought out, and this is our second year doing this. So you know, I think that what's to come is we don't know, but I only see it going up from here, and the way it grew from year 1 to year 2, it's I mean, sky's the limit at this point.
Obviously you're a busy chap, we know that, and you couldn't race this year because of other commitments getting ready, but that regardless, if you stay busy, is it something you want to keep coming back to, you know, year after year, whether you race or not?
Regardless if I race or not, yes, I'm going to come back here. You know, the whole crew over at Doc Wob's is really like the family, so I enjoy coming over. It's a time to get over to the UK and once a year for me, and eventually, like, I'd like to bring the boys over and have them experience it. So it's just it's a wonderful time.
Okay, if you see Ryan, buy him a beer. He won't say no. Give it one more time for Ryan with a photo. Okay, up next we have rider number 1 representing Team USA, Zach Osborne. Zach, it's great to see you back in the UK again. We've just been talking off air then, and we're just saying how you much better race that one. Talk us through it and about your plans going forward.
Yeah, today is much better. I feel a little bit better on the bike. I didn't really get to ride it that much, which is my own fault, I guess. But going forward, I'm going to find myself a 2002 YZ 250 to do up at home, and Wob said he'll hook me up with the bits, so here we go.
It's getting serious. He's back in his A game, so you're basically saying you're going to come back next year prepared, you're going to absolutely romp it.
I didn't say that.
I did.
No, you're putting words in my mouth. No, it's really fun. It really is a fun event, but like the racer and all of us comes out, right? I think like Elliot was saying, you know, we've all kind of matured a little bit, but the dog's still in there, so it's hard to keep down. So I was up for that last race and just got a little bit of arm pump, but this next one should be good too, I think.
Quickly before you sign off, tell me what the banter's been like between you, Mel, Tommy, because I know you guys like to rib each other.
Yeah, it's been good. Mel actually chapped me a little bit this morning for the first time, and I was like, I was up for that race. I was going to the front. I knew I was likely going to the back at some point, but it wasn't going to be from the back to further back. I was going to the front.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this next one. Give it up for Zach Osborne. Yeah, we are now over here with Stephen Sword and head vlogger Tommy Searle. Tommy's getting some vlog action in. Stephen, give it up for Stephen Sword, everybody. So, Steve, you weren't here last year. You missed this event. So, what's your first impression of being here at the VMXdN?
Well, I knew it was going to be good because of just what the event is and where the circuit is. So it was always going to be great. Missed it last year. Spectating this year, taking it all in with everyone. Got some of the family here as well. So maybe I'll look towards maybe having a little ride next year at some point.
Oh, there we go, getting him round. So, of course, because now you're out coaching riders as well. Will that give you an incentive to get out on a bike, get ready for this next year?
Yeah, I mean, there's never a problem with me getting out on the bike. It's just actually me doing it for myself and getting out there. So yeah, I'll try and ride a little bit more, and got sort of life sorted out a little bit now, and kids are growing up, and got a little bit more time for myself. Out with the schools, riding, coaching people, so it is easy to get out now, and yeah, give it a go and try and enjoy it.
Good, we hope so. We're good to see Steve out here next year. Give it up for Stephen Sword.
Probably been one of my best races since 2012. It's been a long time since I've raced in front of such a big crowd and done well. So really, really happy and just enjoy the event. I think everyone here, it's been great. The crowd can make it, and just in general, mega weekend.
Well, there's been a big build-up, hasn't there? Because we've all been watching the bike build and you practicing and racing with Mel and the build-up to this race. So it's all built up. But Tommy, just tell us, this weekend it's fun for you, but you've got so many fans, you're enjoying yourself. Are you living the dream out here this weekend?
Yeah, I am really enjoying it. I hyped it up a lot before the race with the bike and the bike build, so I think I left it that I had no excuses. So I've had to perform, and to get a race win then made me really, really happy.
You do realise with all the showboating on the last race, you're under pressure to win it again now. You know that.
No, I'm happy to go home now after that win.
It's not happening, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking forward to that last race. Tommy Searle, everybody.
There you go. That was earlier on in the lunch break there, or the break between blocks, where we caught up with a lot of the legends and pros. That was just some of them. The buzz over there was just brilliant. We was meant to be sort of keeping all the crowd off the track, but they burst through the opening. Came there, wanted to get up close and personal to all the riders, so that was really great. They're all going to be on the podium later on. More chat. Of course, we're not done here. We've got 2 motos to go. We won't be showing you the podium on DirtWorld-TV. We might look to maybe film it and post it out later or something like that. But as soon as we're done with the Super Evo Open 35, that will end our broadcast here from the VMXdN 2023. But this is the final big one of the weekend. This is the International VMXdN race. The Brits are in a strong position here, Ben, to get this done. Just consistency. They've all got the experience. Obviously, we've got to hope and pray that the bikes will go the distance, and that will lead us tonight to see if they can get it done. Hopefully the Americans will go, and other teams thinking, right, we're going to want to knock them off their perch. But they've got to get there first, so I'm getting ahead of myself. But we're strong. We're looking good with the British win here, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Very good indeed. Yeah, if you take into account the totals points, so all points scored so far, nothing excluded. Great Britain on 65, Northern Ireland on 98, and Team USA are on 117. So there's big gaps there.
Yeah.
If you take out the worst results, which is a 32nd for Anderson when he had a breakdown on the last lap, he was still classified as 32nd. Take away the points there, it's 33 for GB with their best, with one result dropped. It's 33 for Northern Ireland. It's 70 for USA. It's 86. So for the last time, they go for the team race. Up the inside there goes Bobashev. He's on for the overall individual win. The rest of the world team are doing well, otherwise in 4th place, but at the moment he's out in front, and it's number 8 in second place has taken the lead there from Irwin.
Irwin, yeah. Bobashev leaning, trying the lean. GI will give as good as he gets. Oh, it's a very good start for team Northern Ireland, because of that Bradshaw there's one of the Scottish riders, number 17, Gavin Robinson. Not good start for the Scots.
Looking through the pack there.
Oh, wow! Get on! I love that.
Down, boys. It's the opening lap. That's wonderful stuff.
Oh,
Mackenzie up to 3rd, ahead of Tommy. That is amazing stuff. And wow, that was some style there going on with GI and Bobashev there facing off against each other over that jump. What amazing style.
Mackenzie would love to run towards the front, at least if it was for 1 or 2 laps, just to get the crowd. Oh, Billy just hit the braking bump coming down the hill, pitched him forward, rode on his front wheel for quite a while there. Yeah, okay, so they settled down. Tommy, he's got the confidence up, he's got the bike dialed in, he tried to make a move on Mackenzie.
Amazing work there. So yeah, you've got the 2010 and 2018 British champion in front of the 2017 British champion. The 2 guys there, obviously well used to racing against each other, and like yeah, let's.
Well, basically, you got 4 British champions right there.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Billy Mackenzie, 2007, 2008,
yeah,
and Tommy Searle, the last 4 that we've done there. The last 3, in fact, and 1 more in years gone by. Yeah, Zach Osborne, like you say, rode a British championship, then won an ANA championship as recently ago as 2020. So look at this. But Bobashev is looking to stamp his authority all over this, and he was the rider that told me these riders are taking it a little bit seriously. I don't think he's taking it lightly, do you? But here we go. Searle and Anderson are together there in about 4th and 5th, I believe. But look at Bobby's great style, and yeah, I mean, I don't really want to bring up the subject, but after what happened with him at Foxhill earlier this year, it's great just to see him back on this track.
We won't exactly that.
It's just absolutely incredible to see him back here, really, especially after that. But yeah, there we go. It's Irwin in second, Mackenzie in third.
On it round there. Bobby, he was keeping that thing absolutely lit, had his foot out, dangling it down. Just in a full attack mode.
And we think the entire valley's on their phone posting this live because all our time is failing again. It's good, it's good. We've got Bobashev and then Irwin second, Mackenzie third, Searle and Anderson fourth and fifth, then Osborne sixth, Bradshaw seventh, and Mel Pocock in eighth. So all the Brits are up there in the top 8, which is great work. Kevin Waltz for Belgium is there in ninth place, and Banks Brown in 10th, as you can see on your screens there. Other riders you can't see in your top 10. Mike Brown is 12th, Brian McKenzie 13th, Danny McCanny for the Isle of Man is there in 15th place, Mattis Caro 16th. Tyler Bowers, the other American, down in 17th place, and Gordon Crockard, the other Northern Irish rider, is in 20th position. So at the moment, Team GB holding on to the win as it stands. Fingers
that's
crossed.
good. Tommy's lost a spot, I think. You know, he's got Ando all over him. Ando not playing the team role. No. Ando, look, we've got this. I want personal glory.
Osborne drops it. Zach drops it as he tries to pass.
Yeah, Osborne taking the rear end. Tapping the rear end there of Ando, was it, as he went through?
Yeah, nice seeing number 13 there. First time we've seen him. Kevin Butz, who's actually a Belgian, riding for the rest of the world team, the same team that Bobashev is in. They're currently lying 4th overall. Not really a podium threat. They're quite a bit down still from the USA, but still they've had a great weekend there with Bobashev collecting so far one of the race wins and being right up in contention, the overall individual leader right now.
So, good stuff. Mackenzie will fancy a bit of this, but I've got to say Bobby is riding a strong one here. Evgeny Bobashev, number 15 in the white and red Holman kit there.
It looks fantastic. It's such a great, clean look. And bizarrely, it's quite apt for a Russian. I don't know. Absolutely. It's almost like they're a football kit. It's just amazing work. But we don't want to celebrate that country at the moment. But even so, Bobashev, who hasn't lived there for about 15 years. So it's quite apt. He's riding number 15 really, but there he is out in front. And bizarrely, actually, I said he was overall leader. He was joint overall leader for individual honours with Tommy Searle coming into this one. So whoever wins out of those two will take the first place trophy if there is an individual award, I believe, for this event. In second place right now, they cross the line then. So we see there is Bobashev in front. Irwin is behind. 4.6 seconds back. Now it's Mackenzie now in second place. So Billy has worked through to second. Irwin in third. Searle is just behind Graham Irwin. So if we can see a scrap between numbers 8 and 4, that would be very good on our screens if we can, because Bobby's got a good lead now. So we'll try and get some shots if we can of the battle behind as Bobby checks his rear view mirrors.
Here we go.
Mackenzie. And there's the scrap. Searle against Graham Irwin. He's overtaken him since they passed the checkered flag, since they passed the finishing line. Third and fourth this is, so Tommy up to third now. Anderson still in fifth. Pocock with that foot injury, so bravely riding, still in 7th place. He's just moved up, of course, at the expense of the stricken Zach Osborne, who fell but has recovered and is still there in 9th place, just behind Elliot Banks Brown, the race 2 winner.
What a ride from Mel.
Mel is,
I'm sure his foot is broken. You know, when we interviewed him this morning, it's honestly, even then, it was so swollen, purple, walking around on crutches between races. You know, he's literally going to hobble up onto the podium later on, hopefully to collect the winning trophy, you know, for the British team here, because it is looking good, and that's obviously before we throw away that other race result. So looking mighty fine for Team GB. I hope everybody watching worldwide will want to think, do you know what, I'm going to get on the phone to Dave King and Doc Wobbs, and let's get more international teams going. Who's that down there on number 45?
Trevor Kubit from Team Ulster has stopped there on the side of the track on his Suzuki, so that's a real shame for him.
Yeah, there he goes. He's going to try and get that thing out of the way, off the racing line.
Team Ulster currently 12th in the standings at the moment, but that's not going to help.
Look at this, what some great racing.
Action.
Yeah, just some big names. There's Pocock still toughing out, ahead of Osborne still. Brownie.
Banks Brown switched to a 250.
Good spot. Yeah.
He must have had his arms stretched. But Tommy on the case. You can see, when Tommy's in attack mode, and this could do wonders for his confidence. Now, he did say on his vlog, if he won this overall, he would ride this bike in the British Championship.
He did say that. I tell you what, I wonder if they're reminding him on the pit board. The guys that like
drop one position.
We got it in the bag. Just come back. Right. I so want him to do it now.
Yeah,
come on, I would love
brilliant.
to see him ride this at the final British Championship round.
Billy Mack
at
in
Monster
second
Mountain.
place though. I mean, well, Billy's ridden a 500 Honda in the British Championship before, and yeah, that was stunning to see at Hawkeston Park. The thing was shaking to pieces. Downhill launches Tommy. That jump is still never fails to be spectacular. And Mackenzie on the case there. Tommy tucking tighter out of that
Cheered
corner.
on by the marshals.
Scottish marshal.
Not sure this is the right etiquette. They're meant to be doing that, but who cares? We're going for a British victory here. He still hasn't found his way past Billy. Of course, you know these guys.
Yeah.
That in the early days of GP's racing, they used to hang out together. Actually, back then before like vlogs and YouTube, there was some video of these guys. Then they kind of grew apart a little bit. Went separate ways regards of hanging out with each other with mates, I guess, as the competition stiffened up. And so yeah, there should be some banter with this one. Tommy will want to get past Billy, and Billy just yields.
Past him.
Yeah,
absolutely just unable to hold on to it there. And yeah, what Billy McKenzie called a girl's bike. He's just gone past it down the hill there. Remind me of that one. And yeah, up the hill goes Tommy there. Up the edge of the bank, just a bit off the side.
The track markers are gone, so like you can't. That's not course cutting. If there's no marker there. He's just getting onto that nice grass, getting off that racing line.
Anything that's good enough for Sebastian Tortelli is good enough for Tommy Hill to stay up that hill. Similar things to what Tortelli did back in the day up the side of the bank in the middle of the valley here.
Okay, so Elliott's just showing some lap times here. So Evgeny Bobashev setting the quickest lap of the race, but last time around, yeah, Tommy took 2 seconds out of Mackenzie and 2 seconds out of the race leader. So he's taken one race win. Come on.
It was 4.5 seconds.
Remind me again, so if he passes Bobashev, does he win the overall individual?
Whoever's first out of them wins the overall individual, yes.
For the sake of just seeing a 250 rip in British Championship.
That's Osborne around the outside of Pocock. That was a very sweet move that I'm sure he'll rub in his face later.
And the racer that is Mike Brown, who's had a tough weekend, is just like not letting go. He will go to the flag. Good weekend, bad weekend. As Wob said in here earlier on, you're always going to get 100% out of Mike Brown.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's in the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th between, that's Osborne passing Pocock for 8th and now Mike Brown up behind them in 10th.
Yeah, Searle is catching. He's catching.
We've got a red smoke flare in there, so yeah, it's 4 seconds. That's the gap. There it is in your screen there. 4 seconds for Tommy Searle. And then Elliot Banks Brown has moved up to 4th there, so he's passed Anderson, although Anderson has also got past Irwin. So that's where it's Graham Irwin back there to 6th ahead of his teammate there, Bradshaw, and then it's Zach Osborne, Mel Pocock 9th, and Mike Brown in 10th.
This is like a legitimate GP, right? Not only do we know that we're going to win the contest, I think the crowd have now worked out that Tommy can potentially win the overall.
Banks Brown leading on Mackenzie.
So I actually think, like, because they've sussed it, I think the crowd sussed it, they are absolutely getting behind Tommy out there. You can hear the air horns going from in here.
Yeah, that's the red smoke flare, isn't it? The smoke flare. We're getting smoked out in here. I think the red smoke flare.
Is that what it is?
Oh, Elliot's Banks Brown. And Mackenzie will laugh at that one, and so will Anderson, because Ando nips past as well. And here it is. Here are the two guys, the banter. The online banter between Billy Mack and Brad Anderson, although Brad said he's going to let his riding do the talking. Well, he's got a chance to now because he's right up behind him on his girl's bike and everything.
Oh, Billy. He'll laugh it off, but of course he won't want Ando to turn him over on this one.
And EBB right in the mix as well there.
And over an inside line, squeezes him nicely, incredibly. Looks like Billy's arms might have been gone. He had the power there with the 500, but he didn't put up much of a fight to Ando. Wheelies into that big downhill. Obviously, Elliott just made that mistake, so he's now trying to come back. It looks like Billy's sort of hit the wall a little bit, might be pumping up.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's such a beast to hold on to around here. And Banks Brown chops across his bows coming down there as well. That was a cheeky move. So, yeah, getting very close. Is it now for third?
It must be getting close at the front. I hear the air horns going nuts. I think Searle is getting closer. Yeah, I think he could be getting closer. So let's try and get back to the race leaders. Tommy Searle is closing in on Evgeny Bobashev. There's Evgeny there. Didn't see Searle in the background, though.
It was 4 seconds at the start of this lap. Tommy is not there. 1 lap to go. Last lap board comes out.
He's not going to pull full seconds in 1 lap.
I think it's more than that, isn't it? Because
yeah, he might drop back. So Tommy Yeah, that's gone back out. There you go. That's going to change, of course, because Brad Anderson and Elliot Banks-Brown have both gone past Billy McKenzie. There you go, Billy dropping down the list. Irwin for 6th. Bradshaw, solid ride for Northern Ireland. Osborne, after that tipple over, back up to 8th ahead of his good pal. In fact, Mel dropping down. It's hardly surprising. We've got this thing in the bag. Mel's riding with potentially a broken foot. Doesn't even have to, but he is. Incredible. I mean, it's nuts, isn't it?
As he said, what he said to you in the interview, you've got a job to do.
Got a job to do. Got a job to do.
Crowd still getting behind
Look
Tommy.
at that. Look at that.
And there it goes again. Incredible stuff. Yeah, Bobby Searle from Brad Anderson there in 3rd place. Banks Brown is still close, only 1.4 seconds back of Ando. And then it's Irwin and Bradshaw 6th and 7th. Osborne and Brown 8th and 9th. And Pocock in 10th. Kevin Volks continuing to do a good job for the rest of the world.
Sorry, McKenzie did that earlier on. I think earlier on in the race they were jumping over it and a bump's formed there now on it, and you know, it didn't look much, but when you are going down a hill like that and the back end comes up, no matter how good a rider you are, there's a point of, you know, if it goes too far, you're not getting it back.
Absolutely, and it's close in the middle of there. Golden Crockard and Tyler Bowers, the 2 teammates of the 2 teams in 2nd and 3rd at the moment. It's going the way of Northern Ireland for 2nd. Crockard is just ahead of Bowers there, 18th and 19th, a bit further down the pack. But yeah, Bobby is out in front, and so there is a bit of a close battle still going on for 3rd. Ando and Banks Brown are still very close together after his run on the top of the hill. Banks Brown is trying to recover.
He's already, yeah.
He's starting to get cheeky.
Yeah, no, he's punching the air and all that. For somebody that's not taking it serious, he's now very much enjoying the moment.
Throttle hand off at the top of there.
Little free roll down there. Of course, he's basically, you know, we've adopted Bobby a little bit in the UK, haven't we? He's been racing over here a long time. Former British champion, so he's got a good fan base over here. Real nice guy, always a pleasure to talk to, Evgeny Bobryshev, and he's going to get it done. He's going to win the overall regards of individual capacity, you know, in the individual class here in this team event, and justifiably so. He's had a great weekend. He loves it.
Yeah, stunning stuff across the line. Then goes Evgeny Bobryshev. His team is not there on the podium, but he wins it overall individually. But Tommy Searle brings it home in 2nd for the UK, Team GB, and then Anderson across in 3rd.
Oh, right on the line. That was a close one between Bradshaw and Irwin, 2 teammates, but they played it safe.
And Mike Brown there and Mel Pocock literally hanging his foot off the side of the bike. Give it a round of applause for Mel Pocock.
I'm actually going to clap Mel Pocock.
Yeah, the scrapping all
hero
through.
Ride.
Scrapping all through there. Danny McCanny is in a little bit of a tussle as well in the last lap here. He's having a clash with Stein Verstrepen, the Belgian.
Look at it out there.
He beat him. In fact, he passed Caro as well for 13th. So yeah, amazing stuff. But yeah, confirmation then. Yeah, that's obviously unofficial results. I'm sure there'll be no protest from here. But yeah, Team GB cleans up at the VMXdN 1, 2, and 3. They will ride with next year. Team Northern Ireland grabs 2nd place with some solid rides there from Irwin and Bradshaw. And Team USA have to settle for the 3rd step on the podium. They do still finish a good stretch ahead of the rest of the world team as their 3rd rider, Steve Bixby, just comes across the line now in 21st.
It's a big ask, but let's hope that's a repeat result at Ernée. That's an unrealistic ask.
Northern Ireland would be great.
You know, you live in hope. Okay, we're going to go to a quick advert. We've got one more race to go here, the Super Evo Open over 35. They're coming to the line. We're going to go to a quick advert. We'll be back with the final moto here at the VMXdN Foxhill 23.
Here we are then, lining up then for the final race of the day, Super Even Open over 35. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So that's like the DirtWorld-TV channel, and subscribe just means you get notifications. Somebody asked me why you're asking me to subscribe. I don't want to pay any money. You won't pay any money. Subscribe just means you get a notification on YouTube, just to make sure those that don't understand that do know that. So you get notifications when we get videos through. Next weekend, Michelin MX Nationals.
Michelin MX Nationals next week as well. That'll be awesome at Hawkstone Park. The final round of the series, and in many ways the final round and end of an era, 10 years with the MX Nationals. That's not to say they're finishing. The MX Nationals team are bringing you out a new championship next year, new format, new name to be announced soon, along with all the finer details, how much it's going to cost, the classes, the amount of ride time you get, etc., etc. That's all coming. But they've clearly announced last night that it's going to be with pros racing on a Saturday, separated classes, MX1, MX2, a 125 youth championship. If that gets well received, it will remain a 125 youth championship. Depending on entries, that might switch to an open class just to get some older riders in there as well. So see how that forms out.
Yeah, it's getting good as Excel. All the eyes are looking at one spot, and it'll be the 15-second board that has gone up. 5 seconds as they look down to the gate, engage the gears and the clutches, testing one last time. They are go off the line for the last race of the weekend. And again, a battle between Daniele Bricca, the Italian, who tucks it up the inside of that 500 Honda. Ryan Bowes has won the first 3 races, so holds the overall position right now, but he's not had such a good start. And number 2, Scott Probert, fancies a bit of leading action. He's now having a good stab at passing Daniele Bricca. Number 21, Andy Gillett on that beautiful Husqvarna is there in 3rd place.
Yeah, Ryan made a bad start in that one, like you said, and he got muscled on the first corner. He nearly crashed, actually. He got hooked up on the inside hay bale. I saw him sort of muscling it around there. He almost had his leg up over the top of the hay bale just to turn the corner. So there he is, riding number 2 on his back. He's probably in about 7th, I reckon, there, 7th or 8th. So he's got work to do if he wants to make it a clean sweep. Obviously, like you said, Ben, he's in a very strong position to take the overall. Doesn't need to do anything stupid. But when you get to this stage of the game, you think, to wrap up your weekend with a maximum score it's on, so he'll want that. He'll want to win the overall, but it's always nice to go out with a maximum score, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Brick has put pressure on him because he's been second in every race as the Italian. Yeah. So if he wins it, then there's a 3-point gap between the two of them. So Vos would need to be 3rd to keep the overall win if Bricker wins this one. So that is not a foregone conclusion, but he's now already up to 5th place. We just saw him on the edge of the shot there. As I say, he rides number 2 on his back, although number 4 on his bike, because number 2 was taken by this man in shot, Scott Probert, number 2 on that beautiful 500 Honda. But he's racing hard with Andrew Gillett, putting that Husky right up there. That's great riding from Andrew. He currently lies 4th in the overall points at the moment with a 6th, a 3rd and a 4th. He is 3 points behind Probert in the overall standings as it stands going into this one. Gillett riding nicely. That's a gorgeous Husqvarna. That is, that's before they started going fluorescent. That's what they did look like just when they got switched across, being owned by the Italian brand Cagiva, and they were run as Cagiva for a while, and then picked up the Husqvarna name there, taken from its original Swedish owners, and then they became these completely different exotic Italian machines from the solid Swedish ones they were in the 70s and 80s. But still looking good, and firing away at the front of Scott Probert there. The Super Evo class means it's 1990 to 1996 level of machines, and Probert there is rocking the 95 graphics. They went all purple that year before resorting to black. And Gillett nearly over the front of the bike there as he landed. That was a tricky moment, and Probert looks to capitalise.
Had his weight just that little bit too far forward, didn't he? And the bike just pitched him. He pitched him over the front.
Yeah, could that be a 360 Husqvarna? Because they did run that sort of engine, didn't they? Or is it a 500, do you think?
I don't.
It's black on yellow plates would say it might be a 500.
I'm trying to tell, but you can normally tell by the exhaust pipe. That's probably a 500, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It looks like a 500 pipe to me.
Do you mind if I jump out trackside and listen? That's right.
Yeah.
Sound of these full bore 500s there. Probert rocking the Fox Zebra stripes. Good to see the Jungle Massive out there. There goes Vos, up
starting to close
place.
in.
He does need 3rd to
so
keep
he
the
does
overall
need
win.
a 3rd. Okay, you did say that, and like you said, because Bricker's been so good right behind him.
Because Bricker would be on 7, and then I don't know if it goes on number of wins or last result, but that depends there. So at the moment they're tied. They're both on 7 points. So
Vosy needs it.
Yeah, if it's on last result, then Vosy certainly does need it. But he's catching them at a rate. He went across the line there 3 seconds back from Probert. And that was at the end of the first lap, so yeah, he's caught up there, so it's interesting to see across the lap times.
Well, the old Husky there was bouncing from side to side up the hill. The Shell International Series back in the day, it was actually on TV. It was genuinely on, I think it was ITV at the time. They thought was doing the commentary. I think it might be on YouTube.
Yeah,
There's some great, basically I face planted it flat out going up one of those hills. I was minding my own business, having a solid ride. I think I was in 5th, 6th, something like that. Ruts at the bottom. As I'm picking my rut going down the hill, the rider in front, who I can't remember was, unlodged the stone, the big stone going on the uphill, and it just rolled down the hill straight into the rut that I'd selected. Honestly, genuinely on this area, wasn't rider error. There was nothing I could do, and it just obviously just took my front wheel.
Sure.
I just face planted, like torpedoed my head into the flat out in about 4th gear. Rung my bell pretty hard. The video now looking back is quite funny. I kind of get off the bike clearly with my bell all rung, thinking where the hell am I? Thinking I'm going to get back on the bike, and then realizing no, I'm not. I'm just going to lie here for a bit. Take a bit of a power nap after that one, I think. Many would argue that's why I'm probably a little bit shorter. I think I probably took about an inch off my height that day when I headbutted the ground that hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it was, there you go. You got an indication then of how hard the ground can be here at Foxhill as we try and find the leaders. There you go. He's holding on to it. I wonder if he knows the point situation at this point. I'm guessing he does with the Olympic-style scoring. Oh, I saw in the background, Vosey had gone through, so he's got the job done. He needs to stay there now.
Yes, absolutely. And, I would be worried if I was Andrew Gillett because, the fastest rider in the class there. That time around, Vose went round in 2 minutes 32.8, a full 3 seconds faster than Probert, and still a second faster also than Gillett, the rider who is in his sights right now. And Gillett in fourth overall going here. 2 points added to that will be 15. Probert there is 3rd, so that is still giving plenty of, that's still even 40. So Probert cannot lose any places, but he has got a handy 2.5 second gap back to Brad Tomlin, who is there in 5th place, number 33. Richard Bird is 6th, Aaron Pullman 7th, Gary Brown 8th, Ben Millwood 9th, and Andy Mathieu in 10th place. Then Chris Hind and that lovely number 4, Johnson Suzuki of Bart van Pullman. Love that Team Italian shirt. That's proper nationalistic pride going on there, and why not? That's wonderful to see. And crowd thinning a little bit now with this last race, of course, after that monumental VMXdN effort.
The way I feel after this weekend, the emotions, it's a tiring weekend for everybody, just as a spectator. Of course, we've been flat out with a lot of stuff. I might see if Bricker wants a nice glass of vino after this one. I wouldn't mind sitting down with him.
I'd say
soothing the throat.
I'd say chat to Daniele, I would love that. That'd be great. And we'll see if we can find the other Italians as well.
Yeah, I'll chat with him.
And I'll try my best Italian.
I'm not worried about talking to him. I actually just want them for their wine.
You cannot speak Italian without making the classic Italian gesture.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it's going to be great, going to see Coyote up there on the podium. He's going to stick around. No doubt we'll see. Hopefully, Kelly Rinaldi is still here. I'm not sure if he's left yet or whatever, but we're definitely going to see Coyote up there, which is going to be great.
See, absolutely. I'll try and find some of the top British riders as well. And going to give a special shout out because I'm going to try to find a British rider for one kid there. Give a special shout out to Travis Meese, who rides for the BV racing team. He just broke his leg pretty badly at Cuss's Gorse, and he's only about, I think he's about 7 or 8 years old.
This weekend?
Last weekend just got.
Oh, last weekend.
So
is it Travis?
Travis Meese, Travis, he rides number 199. What do you think that might be? But
I wonder what that is.
But so give a shout out to Travis, and he's. We wish you get well soon. I know you're back home now after your operation, but get well soon, Travis. I'm sure you'll be back out there very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, yellow flags up the hill here. Is that one of our leaders? There's not a massive excess of traffic up here, so that's not our leader, Bricker, is it?
No.
Bose is up to second.
Maybe.
Bose is now ahead of Gillett.
We need to see if Bricker's come down that hill on the other side. Might be him. Haven't seen him yet. Okay, let's see if we see him in a minute. No, it's not him. There he is. Got a nice lead.
Yeah, that's it. No problem there at all. Then looks like he skipped a hill. Then he's almost a hill further ahead than we thought. So he's just pulled out a good lead there. So nice to see another Italian victory here for these guys. And yeah, like you say, that hill there is proper black rubber, isn't it? It's almost universally black there, the way it scuffs down.
Oh yeah, it's no, it's and that is what Foxhill is like. It's such a tough track, regards of gauging it to get perfect for the track crew and whatever. There's a fine line with Foxhill. It dries out quick, but if you put too much water down, it goes like so slick and hard work. It's just got the window of opportunity with getting perfect conditions is definitely less on Foxhill.
Yeah, absolutely, and we got thank our lucky stars that we got good conditions again this weekend. We had a fair bit of rain yesterday with proper stair rods that came down at one point in the day, but the track survived it. Had a good bit of water this morning, and it really did need it because apart from a small shower earlier on, it's been dry as a bone since. Not too hot, thankfully, not too much sunshine coming down. It hasn't been the sweaty weather, but yeah, it's still in great condition. And here we go then, the last lap of the weekend starts now. Across goes Daniele Bricca, out in control. And a brief scare there where we thought he went missing. It's still Gillett in second place. It's not quite going to be enough to get Gillett on the podium because, he was fourth. But Probert is right behind him, which will hold on to that podium position for Scott Probert. But nice start from Bricca. It's his own unique sort of style, isn't it? It's quite distinctive, sort of like shoulders hunched forward.
Big guy.
Yeah, he's no short house. Short house.
Here's Ryan Vose now comfortably just doing what he's got to do. He's not going to win all four motos, but he is going to win the overall if he can just circumnavigate this final lap.
Yeah, I've seen that in a couple of classes there. The winners of the first three losing out in the last one. We saw that in the Super Evo 125 over 25 class. Kiko Coyote kept it perfect with all four there. In the Super Evo over 50s. Nice to see a 500 Honda take the motor in. Very nice chrome pipe on that there, Jeff. He's been
I saw that.
Proper factory Honda oil triangle on the front. They always used to run those on the top AMA bikes. But massive thanks out to all the people that have brought this coverage to you there. RFX, 7, Bell, Fly Racing, and Oakley. Of course, title sponsors of the event itself, John Banks Group, Wright Engineering, S. Briggs Commercials there, FXR, Talon, Bell Helmets again, JCT Developments, Big MX World, ESP, Pro Circuit, Apico, FIR, ASA, Apicom, Fox, Fowler.
Goes on.
And it does, Doc Wob, Gear Tech, Bickers, Michelin, SC Sport Homes, Stebbings Car Superstore, Deck Pipes, Kex, Brenron, Crescent, Yamaha, Doc Wob Titanium, Molson and Moto Verde. Thank you so much, all those guys. If you hear those names around in your area and in your general lives, please give them your support and your money to help them keep helping us the sport here. VMXdN Foxhill will be back again in 2024. You heard it here first in the booth, and he's got more ideas and more projects, and we can't wait for that. Tuesday we're here, the Motocross of Nations team. That's really looking forward to that as well. What did he tell us it was again?
Tommy Searle.
On a Kawasaki 2-stroke.
Right in the MX2 class.
And Mel Pocock. With his
Mel Pocock.
There it goes, that's it.
And Brad Anderson.
Final checker flag of the weekend. The winning mix, the winning combination. Yeah, that's it. Daniele Bricca takes that race win, but Ryan Vose comes across the line to take the first place overall, which will leave Bricca in second overall. Third here was Andy Gillett, and in fourth place was Scott Probert, which put him third overall. So there we go. Gillett was fourth overall. And coming across the line now, fifth is number 33, Brad Tomlin. So nice riding from him. Richard Bird has also finished there in sixth spot. Tomlin takes fifth overall. And Richard Bird will claim sixth overall as well with that sixth place finish there. Aaron Pullman seventh, Ben Millwood eighth, Andy Mathieu in ninth, and Gary Brown in 10th place. There we go, Lee Tolan, ASA United Gas Ride team boss, brings home his number 24 machine in 13th. There we go, we'll get things recorded for you. got a little bit more content for you coming, I believe. Is that right there, Jeff?
Yeah, well, we thought it was a good way to sign off because it kind of gives you the atmosphere of team play and how top riders having fun. Obviously, this was shot on Thursday with the Scottish team. So, yeah, on behalf of everybody at DirtWorld-TV, all our incredible crew here that have worked tirelessly throughout the weekend. Like any issue, you know, it's never straightforward. There's been a lot of issues, you know, with the amount of people here with 5G and stuff like that. So, again, apologies if you've had any pixelation or, you know, that's been a bit fluffy. It's because of the signal going out. Like we said, if we keep growing this thing, get some big old satellite dishes. That's what we need. And get really professional. But remember, you've watched this, hopefully enjoyed it, free of charge. So we're doing our best with that. Live interrupted coverage. We really hope you've enjoyed it, the 2 days. We certainly have here at the VMXdN 2023. Ben, it's been a pleasure calling the action with you. Thanks for all your efforts with all the stats and everything like that. It does a great job with that, and obviously keeps us up to speed with what's happening with the overalls. Big thanks to Doc Wob, to Dave King, to the Language Club, to all the people involved with this, John Banks Group. There we go. Remember that sign. It's as famous now, I think, in British motocross as it actually is as Hollywood sign is to LA. There yes, we go. I hope that sign keeps coming back year after year. It's been special. So thanks everybody. Remember to keep liking and subscribing to DirtWorld-TV. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on X, as it's now called. YouTube, of course. Keep liking and subscribing to that. We're signing off. I've been Jeff Perrett for Ben Rumbold here. Thanks, everybody. We're now going to go and sink a beer or a red wine with the Italians.
Yes, I
the
think
podium
so.
presentation is going to happen over there. We'll be back next year as soon as we hear more information on the VMXdN for 24 and beyond. Keep an eye on their socials as well. It's been cracking. It's been emotional. And it's still not done. So we're going to sign off with Stuart's little piece with the Scottish team yesterday. Take care out there in the free world, everybody, and keep on rocking.
Thanks very much. Take care.
Hello, right, here we are. Feels like I'm home now. This is Scotch Corner, home of the Scotland team. We've got impressive lineup. There was talk about if I could find the bottle to get up on the start gate, but no. Anyway, we've got an impressive Scottish team headed by the one and only Billy McKenzie, former Grand Prix winner, his cousin Brian McKenzie, and a great third rider, Gavin Robertson, former Scottish champion and British Championship contender. So here we go, Brian McKenzie, Gavin Robertson, Billy McKenzie. Impressive array of sponsors, so we can maybe have a look at the bikes in a second, and also, come on, let's go in to see the team. In fact, I went to see them earlier and warned them that we were coming, and they're looking very relaxed, maybe quietly confident, so we're going to have a chat with them. Here's Billy's race fan. Look at that beautiful CR500 with the number 18 on. In fact, look, here we have team manager Sean Doherty. Sean, dude, what an impressive setup, eh? Doing a good job for Team Scotland.
Yeah, we've rolled out the red carpet and lots of it, and we've definitely made a big effort. But we've got the best team Scotland can offer right now, so we're looking to be on the podium tomorrow.
Hey, I told you they were quietly confident, and well,
I'm quietly confident, not quietly at all. We're coming down to do the business. Yes, Brian. I'll ask Billy. They're ready to play.
Well, as we've seen, Billy's put plenty of beef on social media, winding everyone up. But again, yeah, it's confidence. He's riding that CR500. He's got quite a good history with CR500, so we expect to see him up the front.
Yeah, he said that he's ready. Got a bit of testing in Farley Castle. Really enjoyed Farley. A bit of learning there. Got the suspension setting, and he's ready to go. He's really going to be all over the back of Brad. I think we're in for a real treat here today.
Well, after the wind-up between those two on the internet, that's one race we're certainly going to be watching. Right, Gavin Robertson, Yamaha 250. Sean, is this one of your bikes?
Yep, this is my son's bike. We built it for him, and basically JSV came in on board, Worcester Pistons, and all of the sponsors that have joined us, including the SACU. We're really happy. We're on Renegade race fuels this year, sweet. So the boys aren't complaining about power, so no excuses now. It's just down to business.
And I hear that Brian's going very well, so we look forward to seeing what Brian McKenzie can do. He's done plenty of laps around here at Foxhill.
Yeah, Brian is the quiet achiever. I think I'd be watching out for him. He's definitely the silent but violent rider. He'll be at the front for sure.
Right, good. Sean, well done. We'll leave you prepping the bikes. We'll go and find the boys. I saw them earlier. They're looking quite relaxed, so we'll go and see what the vibe is. So anyway, there's the machines. Oh, look, here he is. He's up. I saw earlier we were coming around, Billy McKenzie was just chilling in his van.
He got me out of bed. He literally got me out of bed. So look, I was.
What's this you've got?
Well, I was in bed with my trophy.
Quite right, dude. Proud of this one. This is one of the most historic trophies.
We're here to promote Scottish motocross, right? We've got probably the strongest team out there. There's a couple of B teams like the Americans and the English, but we're bringing the power of Scotland with us. We're all just chilling around here. We're not making too much of a fuss. We're just trying to, it's a long drive for us, right? So, message to the organisers: when's it coming to Scotland? As soon as Scotland win this event, we're going to bring it up north of the wall, and then you're all going to have to travel up, right?
Well, interesting. That's maybe one for them to consider. So just having a look, this is our Scottish motocross. Billy is the Scottish MX1 champion right now, and this beautiful Donald Sinclair Memorial Trophy has been around since 1955, and Billy's taking good care of that one.
It's the oldest known motocross trophy in circulation, most valuable, and I'm sure it has magic powers as well. I think if you rub it 3 times, you get 3 wishes.
Sweet, sounds good. Right, we're going to catch up. Bill, well done.